You can cook them on Thursday. You ready?
I will.
You ready?
Yeah.
Let's get it. For the final time. Yo, what's good, everybody? It's the Storm Podcast. I'm your host, Malcolm. We're here with an Outtake interview. Let's get it started.
Hey, everybody. I'm Cristina Baca, more known by Baca. I'm a dancer and a choreographer out here in Chicago.
What's good? It's about to be a fire episode.
C2 on the camera crew.
We got C2 behind the cameras today?
That's rare.
That's crazy.
That's rare. It's Vermilion, everybody.
What up? Vermilion is here. So we decided to do an interview with Baca from KNVS House. You want to let the people know what you do, like what the vibes is?
I got you. Okay, so I think I definitely came into Chicago ready to be a dancer and a choreographer, and that's why I moved out here from like 2 hours away, super small town, about 2 years ago. Then I found Alan. Alan's the creative director of KNVS, and he found me just because I used to post like little dancing videos here and there, and he was like, yo, you're pretty good. Like, you want to just try dancing with us sometimes? And I was like, I'm down. So within a month, I was like traveling with them to Denver to perform, and I was a very new person on the team. So I was just kind of observing. I wasn't in the lifestyle at all. Mind you, I come from a super small town where it's just like school, you go to work, you have kids, and then it's over. Like, no artistic type thing. So I was like, whoa, this is a totally different lifestyle. Now 2 years down the road, it's my whole job. Like, before I was working a regular job, and now my job is to dance, choreograph, and now lead the business as well with Alan, because through the 2 years, him and I have grown like an amazing relationship, not only just, you know, homies wise, but like a very strong business connection.
Like us.
Pretty much,
I
yeah.
guess.
And it's been just really crazy, because I remember 2 years ago I used to like sit down and be like, oh, it would be so cool to be a dancer, because I used to only just watch dancers on like YouTube and shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it would be so cool, like maybe I should start practicing or start posting videos, and if I move to Chicago, maybe like I'll be able to like meet new dancers or like take dance classes, and maybe in like 5 years I'll be able to live downtown and you know, maybe teach at a studio. And here I am 2 years later from those thoughts. Like, I have my own studio with the music, with the music department, dance department, and it's my full-time job right now, which I'm super thankful for.
So wait, you moved out here like blindly, no job, like just got it popping? Like, so
I was going through this thing where I was like kind of depressed, because like my friends all went to college and I'm just at home working 3 jobs. I worked at a smoke shop, and I was a waitress at 2 Mexican restaurants. Like, I've always been a hustler, but I just didn't know which type of hustle I needed to be doing.
Is waitressing lit? I've always wondered that.
Waitressing, waitressing is lit if you live in a small town, but I would never be a waitress now, just because I know what like real money is when you are doing what you love to do, you know?
Yeah.
And so I was kind of in a weird stage, and I was working as a debt collector. Worst job ever. I'm talking like, you go to work.
It sucks.
It's exhausting, because you go to work from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. and you're just on the phone like, shut the like just
you can
cussing.
curse.
Beep beep. Like, shut the fuck up, bitch.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pay shit. And I'm like, think about it. You're you know. So it's all
I can
day.
Believe it. Yeah, because people hate debt collectors. Yeah.
I mean, I hated the job, and it was like, I just knew I couldn't be there my whole life. So one day I woke up, like, I swear to God, I woke up and I was like, I need to move out of DeKalb. I took my phone and I put my 2 weeks in. I texted my boss like, yo, I'm not coming into work today.
That's dope.
And I was like, thank you. I was like, I'm moving in 2 weeks. And he was like, what? And I was one of the top collectors. And from there, I learned how to sell to people and really talk to people. And it was just from the older people there. And so I start job searching, and I think it was all God kind of coming together with my vision.
Yeah.
And I went to one dance class, which is actually DeAndre. I don't know if you guys know who that is, from the Future Kings of Chicago.
No.
Huge dance group.
We're not into the dance scene.
It's okay. Semi-finalists on America's Got Talent. Like, they were the people that were in the Baby's music video, the Bop music video.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
The guy group that came out and did the... Yeah. They were actually the people I looked up to a lot. And I went to one of his classes. I drove to the city, and he gave a whole speech. This is actually before I quit my job. He was like, you guys, if you want to be a dancer, you can do it. Like, I was just homeless a few years ago, and now I'm a part of this huge group, and we're about to go on America's Got Talent. And I drove home like crying, and I was like, I think I can do it if I just put my mind to it. So then like a week later, I quit my job, and my sister calls me, and she's like, yo, there's this dude that lives in Schaumburg that needs an assistant. He's a CEO of a mortgage loan consultant company. And I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna go do it. So I was driving 2 hours to work from DeKalb, and one of the ladies there was like, yo, you're driving every day? And I'm like, yes, I'm spending like $100. I had a Jeep. You know how Jeeps be. Bro, so much money. And she's like, my brother, yes, my brother just moved out of our basement. If you want to come live in my basement with me and my 3 kids for $300 a month, like, that's cool. That was a week after I got the job. So within 3 weeks of that day I woke up, I moved out of DeKalb.
That's
to
some boss shit.
Yeah,
thank you.
Boss shit.
Really
And I was living
Yeah.
there. I was working as a CEO's assistant. But as the assistant, you have to know everything they know. So I got to cheat my way into knowing a lot about business and scheduling and making business relationships and all that, but only for selling homes, you know? He taught me so much, but he ended up being a douchebag, and he was, like, sexually harassing me all the time, like, but towards the end of it. And towards the end of it is when I met Alan, and he was like, yo, come to campus. So I started dedicating some more time, and he would be like, you need to stop with all that dancing bullshit. Like, you need to concentrate here. Here's what's going to make you the real money.
What the
And
fuck?
at the
Right.
time,
That's not
I was
props.
making bread as his assistant, because not only was I was his assistant for the mortgage loan company, he had a soccer team called, like, the Chicago Mustangs and a whole soccer indoor arena. So I was his assistant for all 3 things, which really, like, taught me so much about business, because he was every day, yo, wake the fuck up, you got to do this, and then I would be like,
If a
Okay.
nigga said wake the fuck up to me, we'd have some problems. We would have some problems.
and we started to have problems, and he knew
Oh.
that I was starting to get really passionate about Canvas. And one day he was just on some weirdo shit. I packed my stuff, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna dip. So I got up and I dipped, and then I was like, Alan, because Alan has 2 kids. At the time, we were meeting in his living room. Like, it was just me, him as a dancers.
Damn.
And then there was, like, 3 media people. It was a super small group. And I was like, I know you make money just off, like, creation. Like, how do I do that? And he literally just sat me down and taught me, like, you have to promote, and you have to do this, and you have to reach out to these people, and this is how you make money. And now, like, again, 2 years later, I'm here, and it's my full-time job. So initially,
That's
it was
fucking
literally, like,
wild.
I woke up one day, and I was like, I'm gonna do this shit, and then shit just started aligning. Like,
That's crazy.
Real quick, this is random, but debt collectors, do you like pull up and like make people give you the money too?
that's what
You
a
know?
lot of people think, but that's actually illegal. Like, there's a lot of
That shit
things
would
in the
be
debt
terrifying.
collection. Yeah, that would be terrifying.
No,
Yeah.
Like,
I
when
think
you
they
call
outlawed
them.
going door to door with that shit.
Yeah, like,
Mm-hmm.
you know how scary it would be to be a debt collector and just, yo, you owe us 200
Yeah,
million.
that's.
Boom.
You have
Like,
to do an alias name as well. Like, when you call, you can't use your real name, because people are crazy, and they'll look you
Yeah.
up, and they're like, oh, this bitch keeps calling me. I'm going to find her, and I'm going to fuck her up. You know, so I went by,
Damn.
like, Alex every time. Like, hey, it's Alex. Have you paid? Da, 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 da. And it was really sad, because they would sometimes be with, like, families that already don't have money. They have kids, and it's, like, a $5,000 debt from the hospital.
Oh my
You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to keep hounding these people when I know what it's like to come from literally nothing. Like, growing up, I grew up in a 2-bedroom apartment with 8 of my siblings and my mom.
God damn.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
That's
like,
You
to
came from
be on the other side, like, demanding people for money, like, that just wasn't who I
You
am,
really
know?
came up off the drink,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
8 siblings in a 2-bedroom apartment to really doing, like, exactly what the fuck you want to do
Thank
in
you.
2 years on just some, like, wake up, like, this isn't what I want to do. Like, I'm going to change my life today type of shit. That's really, like,
And how old are you for the listeners?
I just turned 22
That's-
last month.
Man,
that's some
That's really
next
getting the
level,
bag.
like, dream chasing type
Yeah.
shit.
Thank you.
Like,
thank
you possess the same type of drive that we go through, like, every single day. Like, I want this shit so bad that I'm literally gonna do anything it
you
takes
do
to get
anything
there. You know?
to get there. And growing up, my mom, because I'm first generation Hispanic, like, my mom doesn't speak English, like,
Oh, damn.
none of that. I was brought here from Mexico, like, all that.
oh wow.
So like, growing up, my mom was always like, whatever you envision yourself doing in your head, like, you can do it, just don't have kids. Like, she always told me that, because she had 6 of them, and it
Yeah.
like, she loves us so much, but it slowed down her path a
Yeah,
little
of
bit,
course.
you know?
Yeah.
So I always, like, I even have that up in my room, like a little sticky note that says, if you see yourself doing it, you can do it. And if you wake up every day, and it really started from those 2 years. I had to wake up every day and like look at myself in the mirror and be like, I'm gonna get this accomplished so that in 6 months this can happen. And then when that would happen, I'd be like, okay, that happened, so what's my goal for the next year? And it's about like every day manifesting it. I think a lot of people get stuck in the idea that it's like, well, if I think about it every day, like it's gonna happen, I'm gonna manifest it. But with manifestation as well comes hard work.
You have to go and get it,
right? Because then you're just gonna be a kid stuck in his room dreaming about being a superstar, but the kid that is working harder is gonna do it.
Exactly.
You know,
you don't have to be the most talented, the best, or anything, but if you work the hardest at everybody,
yes,
you literally cannot lose. Like, it's impossible for you to lose.
I think it's like hard work overrides talent when talent doesn't work hard enough.
Hell yeah. And that is nothing but facts. Like, that is straight facts. I've probably said that at least 20 times here on the podcast.
Yeah,
like,
you have.
You said it like 100 million.
Yeah, that
be letting it known. Like, what was the other thing you said? You said nothing is promised, so that means I can take all of it.
Exactly.
So,
like, that's nobody is promised anything. And if this guy isn't promised everything, that means I can take everything that I want. You know what I'm saying? If you're promised everything, then I'm stuck. But I can go get everything now, because the world is really, it's not equal, but you can equalize it with enough hard work. You know what I'm saying?
110%. That's really what I preach.
Yeah,
exactly. That's really what I love to talk about is manifestation, because I feel like for a lot of people, they get stuck on one road bump.
Yeah.
So it's like, my parents don't believe in me, or no one believes in me, or I don't have the money to fund it, or like, and it's like, okay, for example, my mom knows everything I'm doing, right? But again, she grew up in a ranch, like, where they had to pay 10 cents to watch TV from one lady's house from the window. Like, my mom is like Native American, Hispanic from the mountains, you know, so she has totally different beliefs than I do. And she calls me like at least once a week, and she's like, oh, the one that blew me one time really bad. She was like, oh, I saw your best friend's working at the ice cream shop on this street. She's like, why don't you come home and work a job like that? And I was like, I just opened up my own motherfucking studio. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like, to her, it's like, and then I told her, and she's like, well, what are you getting paid every Friday? And I'm like, well, it's not really every Friday. It's if I'm working hard, I'm going to get paid every day, you know? And she's like, you need to find something more consistent and da-da-da-da. And I feel like it's my job as a daughter to understand her mindset.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and be like, okay,
because a lot of
times
parents don't get that part.
They don't get it at all.
Because the way that they were raised is consistency. Like, you need this consistency in your life so you can do the certain things that you want to do, so you can do this. College, blah, blah, blah. You don't go to college, then you go get a job, you go do this.
Big one for my mom is to get married and have kids as well. Because she's Hispanic. Like, she was married, her mom married her when she was 17. Like
an arranged marriage type shit?
Shit, yeah. So, like, she got arranged to get married, then she started having kids. So, it's like, to her, she's calling me right now, like, so, like, Christopher, like, when are you guys planning to get married? Like, I know he sleeps over a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when are you guys planning to have kids? And I'm like, chill, Mom. Like, that's not happening for another.
That's a play that has not even been thrown in the book yet.
Yeah, like, we're not looking at that one yet.
Exactly.
Because it's a different world, and we grew up in a different way than they did, and they don't fully understand it. But even if they don't understand it, sometimes just supporting it is enough. Because I know my mom doesn't really. My mom's also a businesswoman, though, so that's where a lot of like my business drive comes from.
Right.
But once again, like, she would love it if I went to college, like, and had a backup and 100%. Had this and had this. But that's just not the way that I'm going about it, you know.
I feel you.
But she understands like business, and she understands how hard I work, because currently I live with my mom. So when she sees me wake up every day, go straight to the studio, like, I literally get up, I shower, sometimes I don't even eat, I just come straight to the studio.
Yeah, like,
that's just how the day goes.
Literally,
so she sees
every day
how hard I'm working, and it makes it more acceptable in her eyes, almost, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think for me the biggest thing is like the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, exactly.
So when I can go back home to DeKalb and be like, yo, Mom, like, I just bought you this car, like, I just got you this crib, like, Mom, here, you don't have to work anymore, like, then she's really gonna believe in me. But
exactly, it's
my job as her daughter, I feel like, to help her understand it.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with them not understanding, because they will understand once once everything is manifested and everything is like in place, and you're in a new home, new car, all the shit you just said, they'll get it. Like,
I don't feel like it's your job to prove them, like, not to like make them understand, but to prove them wrong. I feel like as a person, your job is to prove every other person who's ever doubted or questioned what you're going to do, it's your job to prove them wrong.
100%.
So you either prove them right or you prove them wrong.
Right.
So walking into the situation, you just gotta be strong enough to accept that you are the person who can do it.
Exactly.
100.
And loving you is enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, my
That
mom
part,
loves me, so it doesn't matter whether she understands what I'm doing, even whether she fully believes in it, because she believes in me and she loves me.
Yeah.
So even if you believe in me and love me, you don't have to believe in what I'm doing, but the belief in me is enough.
100%.
And to come full circle from where I started is something like, because we just went deep into that conversation because we all feel that, I feel like, you know, the parent thing.
Hell yeah.
That can be a big roadblock for people. And I've seen
it
people,
stop a lot of people.
I see it all the time. Like, that's something people always tell me, like, bro, but my parents don't believe in me. And I'm like, it's almost egotistic of you to expect your parents to believe in you just because you're their child. You know what I'm saying?
You're not entitled to that.
Exactly.
Exactly. They're not entitled to you. You're not entitled to them. Like, we're all grown at the end of the day. And if you want to make some shit work, you're going to make it work, regardless of who believes in you or not.
Yeah. At the end of the day, whether they either love you and are pissed as fuck that you didn't go to college, didn't get a job, didn't get married, they can be mad and love you, or they can not love you and then be mad either way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Like, their opinion, if you have to do what they want you to do in order for them to love you, then they don't love you in the first place. You feel me?
100%.
Like, they might not like it, but they'll love you regardless. And if I have to do it your way to get the love that you're owing me, then it's like, I don't care. I don't want that, you know?
110%.
Yeah, that's the way I view it, at least.
Yeah.
But it is nice to have a girl on the podcast for once.
I'm excited.
Because there are so many topics that we should have compiled a list, really.
We low-key should have.
We should have, because
we do need
least
like a female
10 plus times we've been like,
it.
damn, wish we had a girl for this conversation. Damn, wish we had a girl, blah, blah, blah. We're four guys. We don't know shit, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Which one do you guys want to start with?
We got a few loaded in the chamber, I think.
Okay, go ahead. Shoot one off.
Hit me with all of them.
What do you feel about Kanye West and his run for presidency?
Oh, with the... abortion that's a big one that it would be nice to have a girl for. How do you feel about? And once again, you're not the spokesperson for all women, but like
I am. No, I'm just kidding.
just like we're not the spokesperson for all dudes.
So, what's the question? What exactly do? Because
what is your view on just overall, like, Kanye West for president, like his feelings on abortion, like what are your feelings on abortion, things like that?
Thank you for refining.
Pro-life, pro-choice.
Yeah.
So Kanye West running for president is the dumbest shit I've heard of in a long time. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
Now, if it was someone like Beyonce, you know, if it was someone that Rihanna even, or maybe because I'm a woman, but like even J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, then I would be like, okay, let me tune into your campaign. For me personally, from the past years of Kanye West having his mental breakdowns and publicly, like, I follow him on Twitter for the cringe, like, for real. Like, I'll just look at his tweets. I'm like, truly honest, I feel kind of bad for him because I feel like he's very clouded and he's being swayed by so many different things. I can't imagine what it's like to be that famous and to have that much money and to have that many eyes on you. And I think right now he's going through a transition in his life where he doesn't even know who he is anymore, and he's letting a lot of other people guide him into doing shit that that doesn't even make sense. I think I heard that supposedly, allegedly, they were doing that to make younger voters vote for him instead of Biden so they can get Trump's votes up.
That's been a big debate in like the world, whether that's happening or not. Yeah.
Well, yeah, so if that were to happen, I would be very disappointed in Kanye West because as a Latina, I do not fuck with Trump.
Obviously.
You know, as a minority, as a person that doesn't come with money, like, I do not fuck with him.
And you said you're coming here from, you were born in Mexico, right?
That's fact.
Yeah, so even like, because Trump has been fucking with like the DACA shit too, right?
Yeah, he's been fucking with everything. And it's like, yeah, he's a good businessman. And yeah, he stood strong to his word on starting to build the wall. But for me, it's not about business and money. Like, that's a big part of the aspect of life. but it's also about humane things. Like, you don't believe in climate change.
Like,
that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, like, I don't want,
makes no sense.
I don't want to leave a world that my kids can't live in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, that makes no sense.
You
And
know?
to, like, have a position where you're like, I really don't give a fuck about that because I'm not going to be here. Like,
Old
that's
ass.
just kind of fucked.
Yeah, that's just like old people mentality.
It literally sums him up as an egotistical shit. Like, I really do not like him. And as far as abortion goes, I believe in pro-choice, of course, 100%. I don't think it's anybody's should be anyone's decision if a woman decides to keep her baby or not.
I'm on the same shit.
If it's like 9 months into it, or 6 or 7, and like the fetus is now developed, I think there should be rules on, like, you can't just back out of the pregnancy. At 8
there
months.
are certain rules that have to be set in place.
It can't be black and white. Like, I don't believe anything in this life is black or white at all. There's gray areas, there's blue areas, there's everything's everything type of thing. You know, you can't put
There's a
label on
spectrum
one
to
thing.
everything.
Great way to put it. Now, in Mexico, it's illegal to get abortions. And women go to the degree of literally, like, going to a doctor, and it's, like, done at home, and women die. Like, it's just such a bad idea to put a ban on something that doesn't really affect anyone else besides that woman. Because at the end of the day, if, for example, my mom, when I was in my mom's stomach, she developed uterus cancer. Mm-hmm. And the doctors told her, like, okay, we have to do an emergency abortion right now or you're going to die because you have uterus cancer, and we also have to take out your uterus. And they were like, but if you decide not to do this procedure now, like, that we're giving you the option to, like, you are not allowed to do it again. Like, you were going to have to die with your baby, because that's the outcome that they gave her. But she was like, okay, I'm not going to have an abortion. What the fuck? So she kept me and the cancer in her stomach until I came out. And then at the same time, they took out her uterus.
You come from a boss-ass family. That's some boss shit.
Thank you.
That's hardcore.
So, I definitely don't think, especially the fact that the world is ran by mostly men. It's like, for y'all to come up to the conclusion that we can't do what we want with our body, and then you have a crowd of people being like, it's a baby. Okay, what about all the children that are going to go into foster care because their mom's a crackhead and she just dumped him on the
That is a
dump.
big fact.
And then all those kids are going to go to foster homes that those people really only care about the paycheck that the government gives them, and all those kids get raped and abused and constant, like, what about those kids' lives?
Yeah.
I'm not saying they don't matter, and I'm not saying they shouldn't have been born, but if I was 16 years old or even 22 and I didn't have a job and I can't support myself, I'm living on the street.
Why
I should have the option
to
go and be
if
like,
they
no.
don't want to have the kid, having it is going to be more of a detriment to the kid than not having it. Like the point that I brought up last time we talked about on the podcast, I was saying, like, if a 16-year-old girl wanted to go adopt a kid, they'd be like, no, like, fuck you can't adopt a kid, you don't have a job, you can't do it. So if that same person is gonna have a baby and they don't want to have it, it's like, okay, yeah, go ahead, like, you're not fit to take care of a baby.
110%. And then as well comes in rape.
Yeah, that's a fucked up situation too.
If I got raped, I'm having an abortion.
Yeah.
Like, did you hear about the dude who got out of jail after he raped a woman and he's fighting for custody of the child?
That's fucked up.
Like, and I'm like, yo, like, the even fact that you guys count him as a parent makes no sense to me. I was like, that baby is solely hers and nobody else's. Like, it was made from an experience that she had that was not supposed to happen. So if she decided to keep that baby is hers.
100%.
So she went through with the child.
Yeah, but maybe it was through religious beliefs.
I got confused.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe if it was through religious beliefs or something of the sort, regardless, that baby is hers. Why does he have any right to, like, be anywhere in the situation?
He shouldn't at all. And the fact that's even a conversation lets you know that this is all ran by men. Yeah. You know? And damn, I lost what I was going to say.
It happens to us all the time.
This one, I remember. As far as, like, the whole religious aspect, I do believe that everyone has a right to say, like, oh, well, I'm pro-choice, I'm pro-life.
Yeah.
For yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
So, let's say I'm a strong Catholic woman, and I do not believe in abortions at all. I would never, even if I got raped, I would keep my baby. I think as women, and this is a message to all women, it's our job to be accepting of other women's decisions, because for such a long time, like, we've been oppressed and like thought like you can only think this way, you can only do this. And as a woman, to tell another woman like, I wouldn't get an abortion, so I think you getting an abortion is fucked up. You are no better than the years of oppression we've had. You know, I think even if it's for religious belief, whether you grew up in that whole idea, you have to let another woman be who she is, because she's not she doesn't know your reality and your perspective of things.
I think as people, we have to all grow more understanding of each other
100%.
And understand that other people's decisions aren't yours. So if you choose like your sexuality, you have no choice in that. There's no reason there should be a discussion about it with anybody besides like the people you're in bed with.
Right.
So like, why does it matter? And a lot of people get mad, like, why was gay marriage illegal for so long? That makes no sense. Like, why do you care what's happening in somebody else's house?
Exactly.
Yeah, like, you can't police or govern anyone's body outside of your own, whether that's abortion, sexual orientation, whatever else people get their bodies policed for that's not their own, because it's not your job. Like, I would be pissed if somebody told me that I couldn't do something with my own body.
No more blue shirts, because blue shirts make you look terrible.
I'd be salty because y'all see me drink
nothing hurts you by me wearing a blue shirt.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, it's not on you. It's not like I'm forcing a blue shirt on you. Like, that's just not. That's how I want to live my life. So let me live my life the way that I want to live my life. And that's how I feel about the abortion, pro-choice, like all that shit. Like.
So you're definitely against Kanye, though, right?
110%. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard. For real.
What's your rebuttal? Because you're for Kanye.
You are?
See,
tell me.
I'm not 100% for Kanye, but
not
the
100%, but yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of people take the stance of, you know, like, we got to dump Trump, just pile your votes on Biden because that's the best way to get Trump out. It's a guaranteed way for the most part. But
not guaranteed, but
it's more solid.
It's the most
than,
solid plan we have.
Right. But I also believe in the core American fundamental of you vote for who you think deserves your vote. I feel like you can rationalize voting for Biden however you want, but for a lot of people, I feel like it is kind of a cop-out to bail on what you believe in just to get one person out. And I know for the greater good, it makes more sense to get that guy out of office. But I 100% see the argument of still voting for who you believe in at the end of the day.
That's one thing that I've struggled with too. Like, I don't know if you listen to past episodes of podcasts, but we've had that similar discussion because, like, while I don't like Trump or Biden personally.
Yeah.
So, but I also feel like I kind of have to vote for Biden to get Trump out because he's really the only other option. Because let's be honest, Kanye isn't going to win. None of the other third parties are going to win. It's literally either Trump or Biden.
That's how it is every year.
Yeah. So, like, statistically, it's throwing your vote away. But morally, how do I feel about voting for somebody who I thoroughly dislike? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's
voting for the lesser
part.
two evils still feels wrong.
Cheap. Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But, like, do I want to win or do I want to feel good? Yeah, exactly.
They're both pedophiles?
Guaranteed
110%.
The current man is 100% a pedophile, like, no doubt in my mind.
Trump is a pedophile,
but I don't know what Joe Biden has.
I don't know for sure if he's a pedophile.
But,
did you guys watch the Jeffrey Epstein cases?
Yeah,
I did not actually.
If you watch the Trump is 100%
there's no doubt.
There's a reason why they locked up Jeffrey Epstein and killed him. Like, he has dirt on everybody.
They killed him for sure, like 110%.
Yeah. They killed him 100%, and they're going to kill his wife the second they figure out where they figure out all of her dirt is. If they figure out where it is, they're killing her. She is dying. Like 100%. There's no doubt in my mind. But I think there's a reason why they're holding them, like, so close. No, they don't really talk about the court cases on TV too much. They don't try and keep... Because his wife is still in jail. She's still waiting for, like,
I don't know much about that case at all, but I do know that Trump is definitely a pedophile. I've read...
Jeffrey Epstein had an island he used to take people to, and he had cameras in every single building. If you were on the island, you were documented on the island.
Bill Clinton was on that. I mean, like,
Bill
everybody was
he
on
has
that island.
videos of everybody doing terrible things. And imagine what you could get with Trump in a bedroom and a child. Like, you could probably get a fucking good 1080p video of whatever you wanted to see.
So and there's so many interviews that Trump has been like, oh, Jeffrey, he's a great guy. Like, he literally said he shares his love for women just like we share a love for women, especially young women.
Oh, well, yeah, no.
Like, words by Trump. And then when he got taken into jail, Jeffrey Epstein, and they asked Trump about it, like, there's a lot of pictures with you and him together. Like, what's that? He was like, oh, I never really knew him.
Oh no!
But there's videos of them like cracking up, laughing together. Like,
see, that's fucked up. Like, I hate both of them. Like, that's just some fucked up shit. Like, I don't fuck with Trump. I also don't fuck with Biden. But like, kind of feel like you just, or me personally, I'm still like back and forth. Well, okay, no, I'm pretty much decided I'm gonna vote for Biden. But like, I'm still not sure if that feels right to me. Or it feels wrong.
It's a little.
It feels wrong that I have to vote for Biden. Because I don't fuck with him. Like, just on the fact that he felt confident enough to tell a black man he wasn't black. Like,
that's ridiculous.
Like,
bro.
You know what I'm saying?
That's some shit you get slapped saying.
Like, you can't tell me that if I don't vote for you, I'm not black.
He deliberately
him and Charlemagne, you know who Charlemagne is? Yeah. Him and Charlemagne were doing an interview because you know how now they want to get the black vote and things like that. So obviously he went to go interview with Charlemagne. And at the end of the interview, he was like, Charlemagne was like, oh, yeah, like, I'm still thinking things over. Like, thanks for coming on the show or whatever. He was like, I'm going to tell you one thing right now. If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. And I'm like, fam.
What a nut job. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
This is
you can go. It's online. Video. You can watch the video.
He's a cap.
You can't say that. Like, cap. When I saw that clip, I'm like, yo, what
the fuck?
But is it bad that there was a part of me that slightly agreed with them? Like, yo. Like, I'm not really fucking with you if you vote for the other one, though.
And
like, I'm not fucking with you.
But here's why I don't fuck. This is one thing that bothers me about that more deeply than anything else. Because for the majority of my life, and most black kids are led to believe that blackness is a monolith in a certain way. If you're black, you have to do this. You have to do that.
Yeah.
You have to do that. You know what I'm saying? As black kids who grew up in Oak Park, we didn't always check all the black boxes. You feel me? So people could look at me and say, you ain't black because blah, blah, blah. You're not black because blah, blah, blah. Because being black isn't a monolith. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can be black and really be anything you want. If I was explaining fucking rock music
yesterday, I was playing video games and this kid was watching like a TikTok or something. It was somebody getting thrown out of a store. And he was like, oh, the guy in the video sounded white. I was like, how did he sound white?
I hate that one.
And then he was like, well, it was the way he was speaking, like his voice, I could tell. And I was like, I'm willing to bet you can't tell if someone's black and they're talking to you. And then he was like, no way. I was like, I'm black. And then he was like, okay then. Like,
yeah, because we grew up in Oak Park. Like, for like people who don't know, who are listening to the podcast, Oak Park is like a primarily white neighborhood, whatever. And all three of us grew up in Oak Park.
On the south side of Oak Park where all the black kids live.
Yeah, so people would tell us all the time, you talk white, you're not black, you're Oreo, you're this, you're that, blah, blah, blah. So the fact that Biden's like, if you don't do this one thing that I feel that all black people should do, you're no longer black. That's fucked up.
Coming from a white man. It's just
coming from anyone.
Especially coming from a white man.
It's just irritating because I would hear it all the time. Oh, you speak real well. Like,
that's a lot of people are like, I didn't know you were my Uber driver. Like 2 weeks ago, I'm talking to her and I was like, yeah, I don't remember. I said something about Black Lives Matter, about the protests that were going on. She's like, oh, I thought you were white. And I'm like, I looked at her crazy because I feel like to me, I do not look white at all.
Yeah, you don't look white to me.
And I looked at her, I'm like, really? I was like, what made you think I was white? She's like, oh, just the way you speak. I was like, I have like Mexican written all over my face.
And white people be getting that dark tan now. They be going to the tanning salons all the time, trying to look as dark as possible.
Blackfishing.
bro. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Don't get me
crazy.
started.
Bro,
Don't even get me started.
Don't get me
Exactly.
started.
'Cause I'm
On
like,
that bad baby
everybody
shit.
want to be brown. It was like
Facts.
everybody want to be brown until it becomes hard to be brown.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
no
Facts.
cap.
Like you can wipe it off. I can't. Like I'm
Exactly. Like I'm stuck with this shit.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
Like the big lips. Now
Regardless.
you see all these white girls and even Mexican
oh my
girls
god,
with the
lip
like,
fillers.
You know
That's
what I'm
not how our
saying?
lips are.
Like
that's
yo,
just
I'm
not-
gonna
Right.
keep it a buck.
Or
50
the
with
ones,
you.
the ones that really freak me out is when they like shape their nose to be like super skinny and then like rounded, more
Oh, see,
rounded.
I've never seen that,
Bro.
but that's fucked
The
up.
Michael Jackson.
Bro, kind
Chill
of,
out.
kind of.
Right.
It's supposed to give your face the Bratz look, if that makes sense. And they like, I know this one girl that even widened her eyes to make them bigger. I don't know how,
How do
the
you
fuck.
do
I
that?
have no fucking idea.
Oh,
Yes,
that sound
you
like
widen
That
your
sound mad
eyes,
painful.
and then you lift your face up so your cheekbones really pop out, and then you shave your nose down but keep it big right here to give it like
It's
a
just people have like
That's
beauty problems, and I feel like there's not a single human being that is just like completely ugly. Like I don't think everybody has a redeeming
I don't know.
quality.
You're pretty ugly.
I would
I
beg
think
to
everyone has
differ.
potential.
I would beg
I
to
think
differ.
everyone
Fucking
for
weirdo.
sure has potential, but people just like lose it because it's like, first of all, junk food, fast food's a thing. Like everyone has a potential to be good looking. I just think you need to be healthy. Like,
I agree with you.
just
No, but
even by
I-
drinking
You
water.
just
even-
I
activate
agree.
Thomas. Like this nigga Vermilly loves health to his very core. If you say anything about health, his eyes get wide. Like he starts
I
thinking about
tried.
carrots and salads.
No, not really. But I feel like what you were saying, if half the people on the street like just literally cleanse their body, hit the gym like not 7 days a week,
Jesus.
like well, whatever is a comfortable amount to start, and then
Like
work
even
their
2
way
to
up.
3, I feel like.
Yeah, they'd
you know?
be 10 times more attractive. They'd receive 10 times more compliments. I feel like just being
Well,
healthy.
men aren't gonna get compliments no matter what, but we don't have to talk about
I
that.
digress.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Nah, men
I've
don't-
seen
men don't
people
get
that were
complimented.
pretty butt looking turn to like because they just started eating right and going to the gym. And then it's not even about like just looking good. It's about like feeling good.
Yeah,
if
how
you
you
wake up
carry
in the
yourself,
morning,
yeah.
you eat good, you go on a run, your whole day's planned. Like you go to sleep and you're like, I feel like an accomplished person. Like I feel good. I feel good about my body. Like I'm not, because I know I be having like periods where for like 2 months I'm super healthy and like I go on runs every day and like I eat vegetarian, and then I have like a month where I'm just like I'm busy all the time, so I'm just not. I don't have time
That
to
happens
run,
to
and
the
I'm just
best of us.
eating fast food all the time. But I know when I'm in my prime and I wake up in the morning and I run and I dance every day and I eat healthy every day, I'm just feeling better and better and better
Hell
with more
yeah.
energy. And it's like when I'm eating fast food, I'm like constantly like, oh, I'm about to pass the
Yeah.
fuck out. Like, oh, I'm tired. Like, damn.
I always be energized, but I started jogging in the morning. Like, chill out.
No. This man is like somebody running on a battery. It does not make sense.
I'm always energized.
Like,
I don't know what it is.
It'll
I
be
can't
6
control it.
a.m. after we do a podcast.
Yeah.
So it's like we will stay up all night doing a podcast, and then he'll be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go for a run after this."
Yeah,
Like,
on Thursday. So we
Yeah.
normally we record the outtakes like whenever the guests can get on, but the actual podcast we record Thursday night. So we got here me and Vermilly got here early. So we got here like 8. Actually, I didn't sleep
Wait,
that entire
I
day.
love that name. Vermilly?
Oh yeah.
Is that a nickname?
It's short for
he actually
Vermilion.
created Vermilly, but
Whoa.
Vermilion is
No,
the nickname.
his
Pound it.
I did start Vermillion.
Oh, no.
I started
Pound it.
Vermillion.
That is the
Yeah.
rawest fucking nickname
It is-
ever.
He named himself Vermillion because he's also an artist and a rapper,
Uh-huh.
and I just sorted it to Vermilly.
A Millie,
Some people
a
call you
Millie, a
Millie.
Millie. That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking
Yeah,
about.
some people call him
Millie,
Millie.
a
Some people
Millie,
call
a
him
Millie.
Vermilly. Yeah,
I've always called him Vermilly though.
I definitely started Vermilly.
I feel like it's
Ma-
cap.
maybe.
I feel like that's cap.
at him.
Maybe.
Look
I
at him.
I know, but
It's one of them.
I
It's
legitimately
one of them.
feel like that's cap.
It was me, nigga.
You
You could probably find it on an episode.
It definitely was not made during an episode.
You could probably
we were probably arguing somewhere, and nobody felt like saying Vermilion, so it was just like Vermilly or something in the
I
studio.
definitely feel like I started Vermilly, but whatever.
Well, yeah, what was
whatever.
your point? Sorry, I
Anyway,
did not mean to
yeah.
cut you off, but
Anyway, what was I talking about?
Thank you.
I lost my shit.
Something
Oh yeah,
about-
no, because I went to work that day at 4 a.m. and then I went home, showered, came to the studio, was here until we started the podcast at 10:30. Well, we didn't start the podcast. We all got here at 10:30. We started the podcast at who knows when.
Probably like one,
Yeah.
1, 2.
Yeah.
Finished at like we finished at like 5.
Yeah.
Then I went home, changed, went on a jog, and then I went to sleep after that and was back here. I woke back up at like 11. I'm just naturally an energetic person. I can't really control it.
My thing is, I have ADHD, so like if I slow down,
I probably do. I don't know.
I have ADHD really bad. Like she's our new assistant. Say hi to the people, Tisha. Hey people. She can testify. Alan and I, the creative director of the whole shit, like we will be like ding 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 ding, and she'll be like, wait, remember that task you guys just wanted me to complete? And we're like, I already picked up 6 other ones. Like, but for me, like if I wake up in the morning and I just go, I can go into like 4 a.m. Like I can just keep forever. I can just keep. And Christopher always makes fun of me because I'm always like, babe, I just feel like I just keep going. I can just go forever. And he's like, slow the fuck down. And I'm like, no, if I slow down, I'm just gonna. Because if I slow down and sit somewhere, I'm just like,
you're gonna crash.
It's like, okay, I'm just chilling. But if I just keep going and going and going, it's like a never-ending cycle. Of just,
I feel that. I have to stop myself a lot because if I start doing some shit, especially at night, I will just stay up the whole. Like, you wake up for work at what, like 4 a.m.? How many times have you texted me and I'm already, like, I've just been awake and I hit you back?
You hit me with an argument every morning,
Whatever, nigga.
Y'all niggas probably do argue about some trivial shit every
We do
morning.
very frequently, though. Because I'll text him at night about some shit and then he'll wake up and respond to it. And I'll still be up, and then I'll respond right back, and then that's just kind of how shit gets going.
Literally,
but
I think it's because I have ADD, right? Mm-hmm. So I have the problem of I will start a task and then see something midway through the task and completely divert, and all of my attention has now diverted to this other task, and this other one's still at like 45%. Like I was still working on this. But I'm doing this now. Fuck the previous thing.
That's why she's such a key aspect because she continues to remind us, like, yo, guys, like, remember this the needs first to be one? And we're like, oh, yeah, we did just pick up, like, 10 other ones. Fuck.
That's kind of fire, though. I fuck with that. What other conversation have we had that we wanted to ask girls about? We've had a ton. Like, I literally cannot name how many we've had because I probably say this all the time.
I had one, but I fucking forgot, man.
Let me ask you guys a question.
Okay, let's get it.
So as a young business owner that's also in a relationship, well, I guess it's mostly for you and you guys since you guys have girlfriends. Maybe.
No. Vermillion doesn't have a girlfriend.
Well, it just and when you've had one.
He's in a relationship with the money.
No, I'm out there, just not profoundly out there. Just not profoundly out there.
That's funny because of a conversation we had recently, but
you're hilarious. So as a young business owner, how do you feel about some issues that, not issues, but like obstacles that come into having a significant other as well as while you're trying to build a business and like finding time and listening and talking? Because I know for me, I clock in every day at like 10 a.m. and then we go until like 3 in the morning every day. Like, and I'm talking, I'm there all day. Like, I have 16 people that I have to manage and their schedules, and it's like my own dancing and now the business. So it's like, even though Christopher, my boyfriend, is there sometimes, it's like, I know you're here, but I did not get to talk to you this whole day because I was just, and then we get home, and because I'm a dancer and all I was doing was like all day, when I get home, I'm dead. Like, I'm literally like in the car, knocked the fuck out. And then in the morning, I wake up, and the first thing I do when I wake up is I have all these messages and I have to reply to everyone like, yo, like this is what we're doing today, like figure out your schedule here and and I know he gets now he doesn't get frustrated with me, but you know, it's just a conversation where it's like we need to have a whole day where it's just me and you. And that's where it had to come to. Like Sundays I had to tell everybody like, don't schedule me for shit, like don't call me, like don't text me, like I'm spending the day with my boyfriend. So that's kind of where I drew that middle line, but it did take some time to figure that out. So I wanted to ask you about it.
I think that I've done a lot worse of a job at fixing the shit.
You're not in this boat alone. You're not in this boat alone.
I definitely need to do a better job of this, and my girlfriend actually listens to the podcast, so she's gonna hear all of this.
Shout out to her.
Yeah, shout out to Alexis. I love you.
Oh, it's sweet.
Come on, you know the vibe. I'm probably gonna get in trouble, but whatever.
And it was worth like setting yourself up.
Yeah,
like,
you know the vibes. You know the
exactly.
vibes.
But I said I loved you.
The setup.
Yeah, I'm very like, what's the word? I can become very intense. So when it comes down to like work, I get super, super into it, and I can kind of forget about everything else in the sense. And we also have a long distance relationship. It's partially long distance because she goes back and forth from college and shit. So I can forget to look at my phone for hours at a time. Like, how many times have we been kicking it, and I'm like, fuck, I forgot to text Alexis.
That happens
back.
a frequent amount.
Exactly, because I'll just get completely locked into what I'm doing, or my phone won't even be in the room anymore. Or another thing that can get kind of frustrating is I do so much that, like, my work is fun. So sometimes it can seem like I'm ignoring her to kick it with my homies. Kicking it with my homies kind of is my job. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yes, I'm at the studio and we're in the studio and you see, because like I got to post and shit because, you know, that's part of the brand or whatever.
And it looks like I'm out here just having the dopest time. But really,
but it's part of the work. Right. Like, yes, the podcast is super fun and I love doing it, but it's part of the job. When we were sitting here playing this new card game we just got. Oh, yeah. We got this new card game. We're testing it and playing it. We got sent it for a podcast shit. It seems like we're just sitting here doing nothing, having really fun. Yeah. But we're really actually, like, working on shit.
And or I need to be on an item for a friend.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's just
and I need to be on IG frequently. And, you know, you can see when people are on IG. Exactly. So it may look like I'm just scrolling doing nothing. But I'm sending out 50 different messages, posting promotions for the podcast, posting promotions for my clothing brand, doing this, doing that, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. So I can see how it may look like I put my friends over her when really, like, this is my job. And it gets kind of...
passion gets in the way a little bit.
And it's 100%. Like a social thing on a certain extent, too, because socially, my job doesn't always look like a job or like get fully respected as a job, not just from my girlfriend but from like everybody. Yeah. So like somebody might, hey, can you do this for me? I'm like, no, like I'm at the studio right now. It's like I'm not locked in to a 9 to 5 schedule, so they think that it's less important in a way,
but
and
it's
that's
more
not their
important.
fault. Yeah, it's not their fault. It's just how social, you know.
Yeah, same thing with like our parents.
Yeah,
type of thing.
Like we can't really control that, and they can't really control that because that's just the way the world is looked at. So just like her job may be important, or my mom's job, or whoever's job is super important, like mine is the same. And if anything, mine even kind of takes a little bit more work because there's zero guarantee connected with it.
Exactly. Your business is only going to thrive as much as you work. So if you're constantly like, okay, I got you, I'm going to go make this run for my homie, or I got you, let me just sit on a call with you for nothing. And it's like that even 20 minutes I could have done so much shit in 20 minutes.
Exactly.
You know?
And I don't really have the luxury because as a regular person working a regular job, you wake up, you go, you do your job, you know, you're there for maybe 9, even 10 hours. I'm always on business mode.
Exactly. Like I said, I wake up in the morning, I'm sending text messages back.
I'm about to get the receipt. I'm about to get the receipt.
You going for the receipt?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
So
you don't know, but that's always saying get in the bag. You gotta
I got to reach all the way in the bag.
Okay, let me hear it.
I love spending time with my girlfriend, and I feel like as of recently,
me too. But with my boyfriend.
Well, I love spending time with my significant other.
Okay.
So I have this over quarantine. We spent like an immense amount of time together.
Every minute.
So she really felt like there was a loss in connection, but it's really me getting back to used to what I was doing pre-hand quarantine. And I was trying to explain to her, I was like, yeah, I'm going to have less time, but that doesn't mean I don't love you.
Right.
Like I love my girlfriend, and I would want to spend, if I could spend every second of the day with you, I would.
That's the frustrating part. Like,
I can't. It's like, I hope you understand. And you never know if someone's understanding your bit of the portion. Mm-hmm. So it's all about hoping that they do.
Yeah.
100%.
And it's also an investment because I thoroughly plan to marry my girlfriend. I thoroughly plan to build the rest of my life with her. So me doing this right now this one day may just seem like one day of like, okay,
I was ignored.
You know what I'm saying? But I want to use this to set up for the rest of my life and be an equal. Because as of right now, she's set up to be on the college route, whatever, get a job, make money, blah, blah, blah. I'm not set up like that. So this is my way of setting me up to be her equal in that sense, like monetarily. Obviously, you know, we're equal, like human-wise. But like monetarily, this is my way. So while it may seem like I have more leeway, I kind of have less. And she's understanding of this. Like, I don't want the listeners to think like she's always telling me like, you're not black. No, she's not. Like, she's understanding of this.
I was just about to ask. Yeah.
No, yeah, she's very understanding of it. But like, even in being understanding, I could understand her like feeling a way about it. You know,
for me, it's like he understands me, and I'm always like, it's really me that I'm like, baby, I'm so sorry. Like, I know I'm super tired. We just got in the car and I didn't talk to you all day and da-da-da-da. He's like, it's okay. Like, just, he's so understanding.
And he's a cool dude.
That's
and
a real
he's a
one.
really
He's a
cool
cool
dude.
Yeah.
So like
That's
the Sunday thing was like us both together just being like, okay, well, we just want to spend a day together where we can go out or just chill or hang out. Because I truly don't get a day where I get to sit on my couch and just watch TV. Like,
I don't do that anymore.
I don't have that luxury anymore. But what the fuck were you saying?
What was I talking? Oh, I was saying understanding, but like they are understanding, but you can understand them like feeling a certain way about it.
Yeah, here I was. Okay, yes. So,
happens to us all the time.
This is the first time I've ever seen somebody catch it though. Like, I generally when we lose a thought,
it's just over with.
Gone.
No, I just need that little baby reminder, like, and I caught that bitch. So like with it being understanding, he always does just listen and he cares about it so much. But my thing is, as a person that has seen people build like these crazy big companies, they like don't have anyone important around them sometimes, you know, like their kids don't fuck with them. They ended up getting a divorce. They don't have any family members. Like, great example, the CEO I used to work for, like his family didn't fuck with him really. Like, his wife and him were and like I had a second phone all the time, so like I would be getting the messages like, I don't want to fucking be with you anymore, like stop talking to me, like Jesus, you're not a good husband, like, and I was like, oh, like your wife texted you, you know what I'm saying? And to see that, it's like, I don't want to be super successful on a yacht by myself.
Facts.
You know, I don't want that. I want my family to be super prominent in my success. I want my team to still be super connected, because our team is same thing it's about business, but it's also about morals, you know, like,
like you're friends too.
Yeah, we're friends as well. So as my thing, I'd want to marry Christopher, and I want us to have a relationship where it's like, in 20 years, he's not the one, even, you know what I'm saying? He's not the one watching the kids all the time, or like, I don't want my family to be like, well, I want to go hang out with dad because he actually spends time with us. Yeah. It's like, I want to be there for my husband, my boyfriend. I want to be there for my family. And I think, honestly, my family is the one that I've been pulling away from the most, because I'm so either concentrated. 2 hours. Like, I'm concentrating on this every single day. And then the one day that I get to concentrate on myself, I'm using with my boyfriend. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel like with my family, though, they get it. It's like, regardless of what I do, y'all are day ones. Y'all are coming with me. So like, I don't think I have to put in that work when it comes to family, because like, I can look back and I know those people will be there. 100%. Regardless of what I do, I can't leave those people behind. For sure. It is like with the CEO and stuff, I imagine it's because you never built a family bond with your kids in the first place that you lose that. You lost it with your wife because you never came home. You never do your part.
And that's kind of like what part of the investment period is, because with the regular job aspect, like, you kind of have to work the 9 to 5 for forever, sort of. I'm investing a fuck ton of time in now, because at some point a business can be more or less on autopilot for a certain amount of time. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can pretty easily.
You can
work
autopilot a business for a week.
Yeah.
And I can take that week and spend it with family.
Like you,
especially when it's successful.
Exactly.
And you built a
yeah.
huge company. Like, you can give it to the vice president and be like, yo, I'm going on vacation
Yeah, I'm
for
gonna
2
be
weeks with
gone
my
for, like-
family. Don't call me. You got this. You got
I'm
this.
be gone for the whole month of May.
yeah, and you can't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you know now.
You can't
Right.
do that when you're like working the 9 to 5. So I'm investing 16 like Vermilly. You've seen I work some long ass hours at the studio, like 16 hours type shit. Because in the future, when I have kids, I want to be able to be like, yeah, I put in hella work then, so I'm blessed now. Like I'm cool, so 100%. I can spend my kid just got born. I can take the next month and a half off and just send a couple texts, a couple emails, maybe make a call here, stop in the office once in a while, do the majority of my shit at the crib because I put in the work now. So it's kind of something where it comes down to just belief in, like, you really believe in what you're doing and you're putting the work in right now because, yeah, it could all fail realistically. Like, let's
realistically,
be honest.
yeah.
Like, we could be putting all this effort in for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's our job to make sure it goes somewhere, and we believe in ourselves, and it's important that all of our significant others, except for Vermilly, my bad, I had to throw that in.
You've been throwing the jabs all night. Just keep
I gotta throw the jabs.
Throw the knockout at the end.
I think we're very lucky to all of us, from what I've heard, is to have the significant other that like truly like listens. And
I think
yeah.
at first, I'm not gonna lie, she was a little difficult on the like understanding. Like, hey, sometimes because it looks like you'll go on Malcolm's page and it looks like I'm just sitting there having fun. That is not all we're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait,
Like a lot of times we don't even want to.
How long has your girlfriend been holding you down? Because I think how long has your girlfriend been holding you down?
Me and Alexis have been together for 4 years, I think.
It'll be a year
almost
next
4 years,
month.
I think.
Me and Christopher just hit a year in August.
Yeah, it'll be a year next month.
Yeah. All the podcast people, if you've been following us for a while, you guys know Christopher. He's actually been on an episode before, right?
He's filled in for me.
Yeah.
He filled in for me.
Filled in on the 30 Chicken Nuggets episode.
That's my boo.
Yeah.
Go check out our episode 30 Chicken Nuggets. That's like episode like what?
That
12
would be
or
the
something?
episode
that would
he's
be like-
on.
Hell yeah.
That would be the
No,
episode he's on. He
they
loves
got lit about some chicken nuggets.
Yeah, it was a fire ass episode. So yeah, y'all know Christopher. He's been around. He's in the studio and shit. Like cool ass dude.
Hilarious.
Literally almost like my brother. My mom and his mom are like close as fuck. So yeah, but all right. So while we did talk about this on our most recent episode and like a couple of different episodes, we really want to get a female perspective of your opinion on the Tory Lanez Megan Thee Stallion situation. Because for those who don't know, Tory Lanez recently dropped a whole album about the situation. And
that's what the album's about?
yeah,
the
the album
entire
is
album
about
is
the
about that.
situation.
That's lame.
Yes, I agree. I think it's corny as fuck and
You didn't even have to hear it. Like,
That's
she
just
went
lame.
to
I'm
it.
sorry. I mean,
I think trying to profit off the situation is just fucked up.
it's kind of like that whole Augustine thing where he like exposed Jada and Will Smith.
August, yeah.
And then like 2 weeks later he dropped an album. Like, bro, you're lame.
I think he dropped the album at the same time, type shit, right?
Well,
I think it was
that
about
was
a
the whole
week.
purpose of why he did it, though.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that shit is just lame to me. It's just such a cloud chase.
It's distasteful. You're just
agree.
trying to get some bread off of a situation that, whether we can debate all day long on whether who thinks it happens, who didn't. I think it did happen, but
The shooting
yeah,
or the entanglement.
Oh, the
either
entanglement
one.
happened.
Then either one.
Yeah,
It
Will
doesn't
Smith
matter.
had to
happened.
hear about it. It happened.
Did you guys watch the Red Table Talk, the episode?
I
Yeah.
did.
I
yeah.
did, yeah.
But either way, whether either of them happen, it fucked up a person. Like somebody ends up
Exactly.
hurt. So to try to profit off of it is like
Lame as fuck.
it's lame as fuck to me.
Lame as fuck. But
Yeah.
on the whole Tory Lanez thing, I get your point on where you were like, I would have at least liked to heard what he had to say about it, because I would have at least liked to hear it. Like, it doesn't mean I'm going to agree with him, because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you shot somebody, regardless woman or man, but you shot somebody in the leg, in the foot, 2 times for no reason. Because, I mean, for me, there's no reason to shoot unless someone's like attacking you crazy.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, like, Megan's a big bitch, you know what I'm saying? And Tory's little, like he's a little. So again, you could never know what truly happened or if this whole thing was a publicity stunt. But I don't think, like, if you look at Meg Thee Stallion and the way she's marketed herself in the industry, like, she's best friends with a lot of people, like Beyonce, Cardi B, Rihanna, like what the fuck is her name? SZA. That's her. SZA?
Yeah, SZA.
SZA. Like, everyone she goes to, everybody loves her. Kind of like the Cardi B thing, but besides Nicki Minaj. Like, Meg Thee Stallion's like a big advocate for women. Like, she's a role model. And Tory Lanez, I don't really get that vibe from Tory Lanez. He kind of, to me, it was like he was blowing up, and then quarantine radio came about, and he got really lit. You know, he got a big deal to make a whole like TV show for it. And he got really big. Out of nowhere after quarantine, I started hearing Tory Lanez, Tory Lanez, Tory Lanez.
Yeah.
And I'm a big believer that fame gets to people's heads. Like, more than a drug could get to your head. Like, if you're famous as fuck and you have a lot of money, and then the whole time the whole world's looking at you like, but doesn't really even know who you are, like, you're going to grow this huge ego, and you're going to feel like, well, no matter what I do, it's okay. And at the same time, you're on probably drugs and alcohol a lot of the time.
Yeah. This is why I was saying directly, I don't know what he was going through in that moment. That's why I didn't want to pass judgment on him before I heard what he said.
I'm on Chris's side.
Yeah.
You said you're on Chris's side?
Yeah.
Personally, I don't give half a fuck about anything you're going through once you shoot a gun. You see what I'm saying?
No, but I'm saying,
if you yell at her, that's different. No, if you say some hurtful shit, that's different.
Even if you punch
shoot
her,
me,
no, I'm just kidding. Totally kidding.
My only,
yeah, I'm not.
Everybody was like,
yeah, I don't know about that one, but
it was a test.
Because I went further into the whole thing, and I looked through the police charges. I looked through not the coroner's report, but ain't nobody died.
Yeah, the shrapnel they found in her foot.
Autopsy.
They did not find shrapnel in her foot.
They did find shrapnel.
I looked it up. We
can argue about this all day long. They found shrapnel in her foot.
Do your Googles again. There is no document saying that she was ever shot, let alone no police report or any statements by a witness saying that they heard or saw gunshots. No one has confirmed that. That was my only problem with it. It was like everybody had prosecuted him before even like the police had significant evidence. And that was my whole thing. Then he dropped the album, and I was like, oh, you definitely did it, because nobody dropped like even Akon. When Akon got locked up, what he do? He dropped a song. So, hey,
I mean, I think
when you get caught doing it,
Did you see her Instagram live where she like talked about the whole situation?
Yeah, we all watched it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think she would lie. Like,
but that's also the same thing. Fame gets to people's heads. So, like, a lot of people feel untouchable, and once they have that untouchable feeling, oh, you don't think you could get touched? Boom! This whole situation pops off. What if he didn't shoot her, and this was her play? Like, yo, you thought you was about to make it? No. What if that's the situation? And I never want to walk into a situation where I belittled someone just because, like, somebody else said something.
True, and cancel culture is super duper real now. So I honestly am glad that you brought out that perspective, because that does make sense. To me, just knowing them, like watching interviews from Meg and also like watching interviews from Tory's, like you get to build a perspective of them off of how they speak, off how they are in the interviews. Yeah. And to me, the one that's most likely to do some shit is Tory. Like, I don't think she's the type, because she's already running the fucking game.
Yeah, but a lot of people,
you know, what would be her motive to say she got shot just to put someone down when she's already on top of the game?
You take more limelight. As you're automatically painted as
really meticulous. No, not just meticulous. You got to be really 10 toes down and be down to fuck your feet up like that. Yeah. Awesome. Like, I want some that. Like,
come on,
that's some crazy shit.
A lot of people have done crazier shit for attention. Now, I digress. So what I'm saying is, I don't like that everybody was so quick to prosecute him before he even got to speak. And I was like, that's my whole problem with like cancel culture and all the other. Before the other person gets to speak, we have definitively we've been your judge, jury, and executioner. We have done it all already. Like, you don't get to say your part. You didn't fucked up. What if the motherfucker didn't fuck up? I'm like, yo, y'all not looking for everybody's guilty until proven innocent now. Right. And that's my biggest problem with it. I don't mind if you already prosecute. Like, Malcolm stopped listening to his music.
Yeah, I'm not listening to it.
Yeah. So like that's not helping his pockets. I don't mind that. But I don't mind that, but the idea of already canceling him before he even got the chance to say anything was like kind of crazy to me. And I was like, yo, you didn't give him the chance to breathe. We canceled him the day of. He was in the car, he had the gun, she got shot. Boom.
I'm not with that. And honestly, I didn't cancel him right away. Like, I heard about the situation and I waited a good minute to like figure out how I felt about it. And it was after Megan released her video, and then he's just still quiet. Super silent.
Well,
like,
the odd thing is, because it turned into like an open case, he's got to like not speak until he's in court. That way he can keep his story consistent, because if you're ever on trial for some weird shit, you got to like keep it
the
closed
second they
books.
Find one little hole
one
in
little
your story.
loop,
Since you lied about that part, you could have been lying about anything. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's not what you want to have to deal with.
But at the same time, if you're being totally honest and transparent, like Meg, you don't have to. It's not really a thing. Like, my story's gonna. I know for a fact if I'm telling the truth 100%, the story's gonna be the same every fucking time.
Yeah, but if you forget a detail, right?
Okay, I see the detail.
A minor
part of
detail,
it,
and if it was a manic moment, which it probably was, if she actually got shot. He probably doesn't
even. He said that he was crazy drunk, so like he might not even remember.
He might not even remember if he shot her or if it was.
And didn't he blame it on being too drunk?
Yeah. No, he did text her the next morning. Sorry for what I did.
He never said he shot her,
but he never said, "Hey, sorry for shooting you."
Well, yeah, he's not gonna.
For the
say
listeners
that,
who haven't heard, my stance is, I'm not playing Tory Lanez. I'm not doing none of that shit. Like, if he finds a way to show what the fuck, blah, 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 I didn't shoot her, whatever, that's different. My stance has always been, if he shot her, I'm not fucking with him. However, I'm not willing to play his shit, whatever, in the meantime, because that could potentially be destructive. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to, on the chance that maybe he did, maybe he didn't, all the evidence is pointing towards he probably did it, in my mind. Right. So I'm not going to play your shit because I feel like there are people who deserve it more.
That's why I don't really play any like 6ix9ine music, or like, even though it'll be the hottest song on the track.
Thank you.
Who says thank you?
That's
it's like I couldn't see her. I was like,
yeah, no, that's C2. That's C2.
Even if it's like the hottest song on the tracks, dancers go straight to that bitch, and whatever song's at number one, if you dance to it, you're gonna get views, you know. Facts. And it's like, to 6ix9ine, like, I will not do that shit, because regardless if it was allegations that he was in the room while a 13-year-old girl was getting raped and she pretended to be 18, like, I'm just not gonna fuck with it. And honestly, like, just
have we
taking
ever talked about that on the podcast?
Yeah,
I completely forgot about that.
We did very early. It was like very early in the podcast.
Damn.
Like, probably like Lou Ball early.
Damn, that's crazy.
Been a thing since he became a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that, all those allegations have been real. And as a woman, it takes nothing out of me to just cut someone out of my playlist. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, to know that potentially maybe he could have known she was 13, or just let his homies do that to someone. Why the fuck am I going to listen to his music? For perfect example, I have had a homie. He's a shithead. Like, when I mean shithead, he is a shithead. Just like one of those friends that comes at you in all types of evil ways, like, for no reason.
How was he your friend?
That type.
Huh?
How was he your friend?
He was my friend.
No, but
before.
if he's always doing evil to you.
Oh, well, he wasn't like that before.
Yeah,
you know, he wasn't like that. He changed up, and granted, it was because he started taking hella drugs, and that's what kind of changed him. But he makes music as well. And I see people get, like, idolized in this little ass town, get idolized by him, and because now he's 21, and all of the people you see he hangs around with are like 16 years old in high school. And it's creepy. Like, I'm like, they think you're cool, but they don't know that, you know, they don't know you. But if I think about it, I'm like, damn, what if he blows up and now the whole, kind of like a Russ. I promise you, I feel like Russ used to be like a dickhead. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he be on some dickhead shit now, but like,
it's like people, shitty people get famous as fuck too. Shitty people get famous. That is 110%.
Probably more shitty people than good people.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like, if I know you're out here doing shitty shit, it doesn't take anything from my playlist to just cut that shit out.
Because at the end of the day, there are people that you feel deserve it more. Like,
exactly.
I have friends who make music. Like, I have artists who I thoroughly do support. So I mean. It does, well, while it does take a little bit out of me, because I really do like that Jerry Sprunger song by Tory Lanez.
This album is hard,
that
by the way.
That bitch is hard.
Daystar is a fantastic album.
And, like,
Convertible Bird.
That's one thing that bothers me, because, like, I think of Tory Lanez as a very good song maker. Like, I love Tory Lanez music.
He's raw as fuck.
Like, that nigga's cold as fuck. Even because I didn't listen to the tape because I didn't want to give him the streams. I just read the lyrics off Genius. And even reading them, I'm like, damn, this nigga can write.
He can write.
His pen is something else.
Yeah, like, he's cold, but I'm like, I'm just not taking the chance. Fuck it. I'm going to go play some St. Boulevard. I'm going to go play some Vermilly. I'm going to go play some Kill Extra. I'm going to go play some whoever. You know what I'm saying? That just, some Big Sean. Anybody who I feel deserves it more. Like, I can spend my time giving them my money instead.
Yeah.
It's all about finding a good person to give your money to.
Yeah.
Now, speaking about finding a good person, do you guys feel like it's easier to find a good girl or a good guy?
Good tie-in.
That was
good
a great segue.
You like that?
Over here, we're really
like that. Ooh,
we're really we're really bad at segues over here. That was pretty fire.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think it is thoroughly harder to find a good girl than it is for a girl to find a good guy. While I do agree that good guys are in the minority, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I think there's way less good girls than good guys. Because I know a handful of good guys.
I'm willing to flip the coin and say that it's tied on both ends because everybody's terrible.
Yeah.
There is for every bad egg on one side, there is 2 bad eggs on the other, and that goes for both. Like,
that don't make
bad
any sense.
eggs.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's literally, it don't make no damn sense. Like, you will run into 30 bad girls and you'll run into 30 bad guys.
So
but
in
all
my
of their
lifetime, I
characteristics
know
are different.
specifically a decent amount of good guys. I know.
Well, I
maybe
think
4 or
your
5 good
energy would
girls.
draw more good guys around you. Like, that's what it is. You know how to be. You don't pick out. You pick out your friends. You're not going to hang around any shitty dudes, let alone, like...
But you still know them. You know what I'm
but no
saying?
shitty dude is going to mask himself completely from you.
There are some.
Like, no, but they won't mask themselves from Malcolm. Like, a shitty dude will be shitty around other dudes. Like, he'll just instantly be shitty, and then you'll be like, oh, this guy's a shithead. I don't want him around.
Right.
And that's why... for us, why I feel like it could be significantly easier to find a good dude because I'm only gonna have good dudes around me.
So if you had to pick one, like even like 1 more %, right? If you're here,
dudes, 100 million %. If I were to choose a percent, it would be dudes.
Okay.
Wait, what constitutes a good guy versus a bad guy? In your opinion,
that was
honesty,
a good question.
Loyalty, understanding, communication. It's kind of like. It goes both ways from women to man, you know.
Okay.
I think a good girl, and I mean we're talking about like relationship wise,
Yeah,
correct?
obviously, yeah.
So I think that comes in if it's a polygamous. That's one, right? Polygamous.
No,
Monogamous.
Yeah.
Monogamous
is
Now
one.
let's say we both agree, right? We were both agreeing on like it's just gonna be me and you. With that, being a good girl or guy means you're loyal. You communicate, you're understanding, you're there for that person emotionally, physically, like you're not supporting him, you're there to equalize, like whatever they need. I think that's what a good girl and a good guy is.
Well, Vermilly, what was your answer? More good guys or more good girls?
I feel like there are more good guys, but there are a lot of qualities of good guys that are like
misinterpreted.
Yeah, like there's a
that
lot
are
of
looked down on almost.
I feel like, and this is like a cliche classic thing, but the bad guy has the allure.
Yeah.
The good guy can have all those qualities, but he just doesn't have the edge that.
That's what I was gonna say.
Raw
I think the issue is good guys will search out for good girls. Good girls don't give a fuck about a good dude. Like, they don't care at all. If me and my homie see a girl, like, and he's like, yo, I really fuck with this girl, and we're like, yo, she did this, she did that, blah, blah, blah. She's trash. Niggas are going to be like, oh, shit. Like, I found out she's trash. Never mind. A girl will be like, it's lit.
A girl. No, I feel like a girl is more likely
times.
willing to try and change the dude, as I'm never going to try and change the person I'm with. I am never going to give that an aspect, because if I have to change you, then I don't want you. That is something I don't want. If I have to work on you as a person to get you up to where you can be with me, that should not be a thing. Like, I should not have to change your character, your personality to get you to be better. If you want to be better, you'll be better. If you don't, you won't.
She's quiet. She's about to get in her bag.
I was about to ask if you guys were done.
Yeah,
but I want you guys to like really, like, fully, like, I want you to go and like really think about every point you want to hit me with.
Okay. I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of good guys like lay everything down on the line for women. Like, I'll get you this, I'll buy you this. You know, I've been listening to you. I text you every day. But that girl will still turn the eye away from him because maybe he's being, you know, he's drowning them out in attention or whatever. Mm-hmm. But she'll always turn away for the other guy. Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's.
I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it multiple times.
I've seen it.
All right. Well, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
So, just to hit on a few points that you guys talked about.
Okay.
It's definitely, you do see women, you know, cheat on men or like go for the bad guy. But honestly, to me, sometimes when I have this conversation with men, like, you guys sound like white people talking to minorities. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, well, we're trying to tell you, we've been oppressed from you guys for centuries.
Facts.
So now it's like a weird timing for women because it's like, now I have my own voice and now I'm allowed to not have a husband. I'm allowed to not have kids and I'm allowed to be an independent and boss ass woman.
I see the point.
You know what I'm saying? So where that whole like they go for the bad guy thing, it's deeply engraved in our minds. Now, not every woman, because I know there's a lot of women that come from like strong households, you know, that don't have this type of thing. But just how you guys have said like, oh, I know that's happened. You can ask every female. Every female I've known has been sexually abused in some type of way by a man. Every female, like whether that's when they were little, whether that's their first experience, whether that's just a few months ago, or whether that's like you're walking down the street and all you hear is ooh, and all you hear is baby, let me get you. Constant being oppressed and sexualized by men. It's like almost in our nature to go towards the not so good guys because all of our life, all we see. For example, just a quick example, I grew up in a family where men came in and out. Would hit like I saw my sister get beat the fuck up by her boyfriend. I saw my brother back in his dumb days beat up his girlfriends. I saw my cousin used to get super violent with his girlfriends. No man in my family ever stayed. And I know you guys know more people that don't have a dad than don't have a mom.
That's
facts.
Yeah, no, I want to take back my vote. I have been thoroughly proved incorrect because I always forget about past generations. Now, when I kind of always think about me when I apply that situation because when you said the minority thing, it struck a chord because my girlfriend has brought up this argument with me before. But I do agree that women do get targeted way more than men, especially like for sexual crimes and all other types of trying to get the advantage over a woman type stuff. Like, I know that you guys get targeted quite often. Like, so,
for a woman, like, I don't feel comfortable going outside and walking at night.
Yeah, like,
that's nothing. That's to me, I'm like, oh, well, especially in Chicago, like, moving here changed my perspective because I live in a very small town.
Yeah.
Grew up. Yeah. So even walking at night with a friend, it's still like, ooh, but now, like, I can't leave I live in the uptown Chicago. I know I can't just be walking around at 10 p.m. at night. Yeah, there's crazy people all the time. But my boyfriend, like Christopher, he can go. My roommate, I'm going to go ride the skateboard to the gas station. And that's okay because
I don't be thinking about it. I really like leave the crib at 1 a.m. No. And don't be worried.
And you can ask any woman, like, how do you feel about walking at night by yourself? And the first thing is like, I'm going to get raped. I'm going to get stolen. Like, and that even comes from the way our bodies are formed. Like, more times than not, men are stronger than you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's just honest. I mean, you could be one of the
natural thing. Yeah.
Exactly. You could be one of the 10, like out of the one woman that's swole as fuck and she can fight. Like that's dope as fuck.
There's Ronda Rousey's everywhere, but not like it's the minority.
For the most part, you guys, all of you guys, could beat me the fuck up. For real.
Let's not talk about it, but
yeah, like for real. And that's if I go into any room, and on top of that, boys are brought up to know how to fight. Girls are not. So we already have a disadvantage.
I feel like girls are brought up to be like way smarter though. And like that's where I say good girls are in a niche because a lot of girls abuse their intelligence.
Well,
it's not about abusing.
When it comes down, go ahead.
It's not about abusing intelligence. It's about utilizing your history. Okay, for me, I have a very hard time even sometimes trusting my boyfriend because all I saw growing up was my mom got cheated on. Oh my God, all my sisters just got cheated on. And then they left. And then, oh, my aunt just got cheated on. And then he left. Oh, my dad cheated on my mom. And then he left. I'm actually a cheat baby because my dad cheated on his family with my mom and then came with my mom and then cheated on her and left. Like, everything we know is that a man's going to lie, cheat, and leave. Like,
but that's something you have to apply to certain, like,
but that's
you have to realize that not everybody's the same. So, like, regardless of what experience you've had in the past, you can't apply me to that experience.
No, 110%.
I want to hear what Vermillion wants to say because he really looked
like get in your bag. Get in your bag.
Oh, yeah. That was actually, like, a major thing in the South, like, way back, I don't know, I want to say 1950 through, I don't know, random numbers. But the women would just have to be okay with the fact that the dude holding the house down was just going to cheat and have 1,000 mistresses. She was just going to have to hold that L.
Yeah, right. Like, you just got to hold it, yeah.
As long as he's paying the bills here, okay, fuck it. I guess this is the best I'm going to get. He's paying the shit. He might have 1,000 families he's taking care of, but I mean, I'll take the loss.
Right, like it's
and
the
just
only
like
way.
60 years ago, it wasn't allowed for me to go get a job without my husband's permission. And if it wasn't my husband, I had to go get my dad's permission. Like, that's how it's always been. And it's not even about, it is about the past because you have to understand women's struggles, just like how Hispanics has to understand our struggles and black people understand, like, yo, white people, you guys have been doing this shit to us for centuries.
Yeah.
It's your time to just listen and act accordingly. That's how women feel sometimes. And it's like, men, I feel like, don't like to give us the time of day because it's like, especially more women of like lighter tone, it's like, shut up. Like, you're just like, you're just doing
like
too much.
Like, you're just the trophy.
Yeah.
Like,
or even, exactly. Or even to what you said, like, it's not my fault that you feel like that and that you've been through all of that. It's not your fault at all. But I had to tell this to my boyfriend, like, it's not your fault. And even my roommate, I had this conversation with him about his girlfriend. I was like, it's not your guys' job to like fix us or like make us see other different. But because we're in a relationship and you know my personal struggles with men and how I feel, you committed to helping me like grow past this. And don't get me wrong, Christopher is doing an amazing job. He's the first like good man I've ever met in my life. Like, genuinely.
It's good to hear that. Shout out to Christopher. I'm glad he's doing it.
No, he's doing a great job. But he he's taught me what a good man is, but I still, because of all of my life and all of what my mom told me and what my grandma told me, like, my mom is
ingrained in you.
Is a case of a rape. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything I know since I'm a little girl, like, men are bad. Men are gonna leave. Your dad left. Your brother left. Your sister's husband left and left her with a $10,000 debt. Like, it's so ingrained in us. Kind of like my mom being like, be careful with white people. Like, don't tell them about your legal status. Like, don't tell them this. Like, don't, like, white people can be shiesty. You know, like, so now
that's her experience.
It's just, it's your experience. And then on top of that, you look around the world, and in certain parts of the world, in India, there's a festival where you bring your daughter at the age of 13, right? That's her first year she's allowed to enter the festival, and you pretty much just sell her. Like, a bunch of families come together, and the girls from 16 to 18 get sold. And the older you get, the less valuable you are, because it's like, oh, well, if you were really pretty and you were really all this, you would have gotten sold already. And then if you're like 18 and you're still not getting sold, you are no longer valuable in that society. Oh. And then let's not even talk about the fact that in China, if you have a daughter, like, they literally throw them away because a daughter can't carry on your name. Like, for years and years and centuries, we've been oppressed, and till this day, I mean, not in America too much anymore, because, we are more progressive, but in a lot of other, somewhat, yeah, in a lot of other countries, like, women are getting stolen. And where I come from, Juarez, that's where I was born in Mexico. Mm-hmm. The reason my mom brought me over here is because out there's like a whole Netflix documentary on it. This started when I was born. They just started killing women, like, for fun. Like, you would find women's heads all over Juarez. Like, so my mom, because I have a predominantly girl, like, it's more sisters. It's just two brothers, my sisters and my mom. and all my aunts, like, we all moved here because we all lived in the city where it was popular to kill women. Like, that's the main reason why we were brought over here. Jeez. You know? So it's like, for men, I get you guys, like, there's more, like, women can be evil. Like, I know some dumb-ass, crazy-ass bitches for real. Like, for real, I know some crazy-ass bitches. But a lot of those times, especially when it's, like, women being cheated on and shisty, like, it comes from you getting cheated on so many times that you're like, love isn't real. Like, when I got cheated on the first time, I was like, okay, my mom got cheated on, my sisters got cheated on, like, I just got cheated on, all my friends got cheated on, like,
it's just a normal thing.
It's a normal thing, so why the fuck am I literally had this thought to myself, like, why am I going to be loyal to, if I know in reality I'm always going to get cheated on? And that's literally, like, something that's engraved in woman, like, culture. Like, you kind of just know to be cautious of a man because of all the things I just told you.
Yeah,
you know?
I understand that completely. Like, the only thing that I was trying to argue is I feel like a lot of the time, if a man is having a problem, it is underplayed. Like, they will, oh, well, that problem's not real, stop being a bitch.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of the time, that's what breeds bad behavior. It is, okay, since I'll just, you know what, I'm going to get away with it anyway. I don't even care, I'm going to just do whatever I want. So it's
boys
like, once
will
you
be boys.
Yeah, exactly. Right when you break one rule, who gives a fuck about any of the other ones?
100%. And definitely, like, with men, there's so much deep emotional scarring from, like, the time where you're like, don't cry, you're a boy. Like, boys don't cry, or boys don't do this, or stop talking about your feelings, you're a bitch. Like, growing up, I truly only had guy friends. Like, till this day, like, I have a few girlfriends, but my predominant group of friends is guys. And my conclusion on, like, guys tend to be worse than girls comes from that as well. Because although I have a weird thing with guys, I surrounded myself with a lot of guys. Mm-hmm. Like, all of my best friends are guys. So it's like, I get to hear them constantly like, bro, I cheated on my girlfriend. Like, bro, I went out the other night and I did this. And it's like, from my girlfriends, I never hear it. From my girlfriends, I hear, bro, my boyfriend cheated on me. Bro, I think he's out. And from my guy friends, I just hear, bro, will you text my girlfriend that I was with you last night because, like, I was out and I fucked this one girl.
Yo, I'm not going to cap. I've heard many a conversation like that.
But
like,
it does depend on who you surround yourself with, though.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Because my core friend, like, my core homie friend group has not cheated. And, you know, like, they would tell me if you know what I'm saying? But my core homie friend group has not cheated on any girls. Have been cheated on before. Y'all know I have one homie who got done guilty. Y'all know.
Yeah.
He got. Oh yeah, you know too.
I
I told you this. He got done filthy.
Disgusting.
And he would never do some shit like that to a girl. You know what I'm saying?
See, and the whole thing is, now that I know that situation. I know that situation well. Trust me, I know that situation well. I was talking to the other person in the situation, and then it happened to them, and they like, oh, it broke me, it changed me, and I was like, oh, so like, I didn't say anything, but I was like, hey, you definitely did it to that other motherfucker. So now you seeing that how it. A lot of people don't take what they do and put the punishment on themselves.
Facts.
100%. So the craziest, something crazy just happened to me. It was like a total, like, so the tables have turned situation. Mm-hmm. So I used to date this one guy kind of on and off, very on and off, for like 2 years. He was my homie, like my best friend at first. And then we were like, okay, let's start fucking with each other. And that ended up happening for 2 years. It wasn't the best, but like we were still homies and together at the same time. Yeah. And then towards the end of it, we finally decided to make it more serious. You know, like, we were together for like the last 2 months. And then, long story short, I figured out he was cheating on me because the shorty called me, and because she found me on Twitter tweeting about him, and she's like, yo, is this Cristina Baca? I've been fucking your man. I was
that's some crazy
bro
shit.
I was fucked up. That's and mind you, like, shit. I had just paid for him to go to Rolling Loud with me, like, bought his ticket, paid for his transportation, because that's my homie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
he blew it. Yeah, right.
Famous
and he's probably gonna be watching, like, damn. But I love you, bro. He's my homie still now.
Okay. Word.
But so, like, that all happened, and, like, I hated him, bro. Like, I hated him, and the biggest part of me was, like, the hardest part was to forgive him. And, like, still to this day, like, I can't even trust my boyfriend now because I trusted him so much. Like, he was my homie, and I always told him, I'm like, yo, if you cheat on me, like, it's gonna fuck me up a lot. Like, because I've already, like, my past with men, like, if you're gonna cheat on me, just tell me the truth and I'll leave. I'd rather have that, because if I find out you're cheating on me, like, I'm gonna emotionally be super scarred for my next relationship. Yeah. And he still did it. You know what I'm saying? So that happened. We stopped being friends, but because we were in the same friend group, like that guy group of friends, like it was kind of impossible for us not to be cool. And I'm not the type of person to hold grudges. Like, I forgave him a week later, which was like the hardest part, you know, to like I don't like to hold hate in my heart. Like, I don't like that at all.
Yeah, holding hate costs too much.
Exactly. So I forgave him, and like it took a few months for us to become homies again, you know, but we became really, really cool. And so we still kick it all the time. Like, we talk all the time. Recently, he came to my studio, and we found out that supposedly, allegedly, his shorty was cheating on him with my cousin. So I'm like, yeah, you told me about that. Damn. So of course I go hit up my cousin, like, yo, did this happen? And he was like, yep. And he was right there listening to it, and he left the room. So I walk out, and I'm like, yo, are you good, bro? Like, da-da-da-da. And he just comes and he hugs me, and he's like crying in my chest, and I'm like, whoa.
That's some intense shit.
But like, the tables turned completely.
People don't think about that shit. Like, oh, well, it was just like this. Like, no, you can really fuck both somebody else up.
You really fuck. Every time you cheat on someone and lie and manipulate, like, you're holding them, like, down from, like, progressing in life. Because if they already have scars. Oh, yeah, go ahead. They already have so many scars, especially women. Like, we have so many scars with y'all, for real, like, engraved in us. So it's like, to cheat on a woman and to say you're a good guy, it's just like, I was just in the moment. And it's like, to me, like, you never loved that person, truly. Because if you truly love that person, you would understand that you doing that would truly fuck them up. For example, now, like, I still sometimes can't trust him. But I know it's like, from my scars, I know he's a great guy. Like, it's like the voice in your head. I have to be like, shut the fuck up. I'm capping. He's just on his phone on Twitter. Like, but in my old relationship, he was on his phone talking to another girl, and I knew it, and he always made me feel crazy about it. So now when someone's like, you're acting crazy, I'm like, well, last time someone told me I was acting crazy, I was on point. Right, so why the fuck? You know what I'm saying? It just builds all this shit up. So with like the turn of the table.
Yeah, that's the conversation I was having with the person you were describing. Like, they were saying, like, oh, I pointed out all the signals, and like it always ends up like this. And I was like, hey, well, I didn't want to be the person to say, like, well, you didn't stop yourself when it happened.
Right.
So,
right.
Like, what am I supposed to say?
It fucks somebody up deeply, because it's like, I trusted this person 100%. And if they can do it, if I trust another person 100%, I could still be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can do once you learn that you're even able to be wrong, it's like, I could literally be wrong about anybody now. You can never be fully sure. Never again.
That's the craziest part. Like, you can never know. But I want to know, you know, like, I want to have full faith. And I know I have some girlfriends that are like, oh no, girl, my boyfriend would never cheat on me. And they don't have issues because they grew up with a dad and great brothers. And like, they grew up with very strong men. It's like, I just can't. I don't know. I don't know how to be that way type shit.
Yeah, and I understand where you're coming from in the sense of, like, not all. Like, I've seen too many men fail for some of them to be, like, better than a lot of women. So I can understand that. But at the same time, it's like the other side looking at the other side like, hey, you can't be right. So, like, of course, good guys are going to say, yeah, there's probably more of us than good girls. And, of course, good girls are going to say there's probably more of us than good guys. It's just the good guy gets entangled with a bad girl, and then he never ends up a good guy ever again.
Right.
Like, he hits that lane, and then it's like, well, I can never trust anyone because she broke my heart.
I've heard too many times I got cheated on, so I'm just going to be a hoe. No, that's literally that's everyone that gets
timing.
Yeah,
the demon was born. Like,
literally, yes.
You were the one that caused me to wild out, and I just started wilding.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to ever wild out. You know, that was never in my intentions. But it makes you like just side eye everyone and just believe that truth is not a thing. Especially with social media now, I feel like You can talk to whoever you want in the whole fucking world.
Yeah, like they could be talking to anybody.
Yeah,
and
it's
as
easy as a swipe and delete.
Yeah, and the whole thing with social media is you really could like plan like, hey, I'm just going to like Santa Monica for the weekend. Well, we're just going for Christmas as a family, and she slide go see somebody else. You would never know because you're just
right.
You're just trusting that she's doing what she said she was doing. Like you never know.
That's
like
the
back
game
then
of
they.
life.
Yeah, like back then they would have to go to a bar or like go to a restaurant.
Right, and it's somewhere close. Like, oh, maybe the bartender might know me, say something.
You could just go on Tinder.
Hit up somebody in Russia, like.
And slide to Russia.
Exactly.
Not even that. Hit up someone on Tinder and be like, yo, slide on me. And the whole time I think you're just at the crib sleeping.
Right.
And it's like, they just slid on me one night and it never happened again, but you still cheated. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like, no, I just needed something that night. Like,
Okay, so recently I was just talking to a girl about how, you know, she's worried because her man keeps being weird on the phone, and every time she sits next to him, he puts his phone away and he's up late texting, and it's like, who the fuck is he texting? So she was having this issue, and I was like, well, have you just looked through his phone? And she looked at me like, no, like, I did one time and he yelled at me and like told me never to go through his phone again. And I'm like, to me personally, like my phone as my significant other, because I truly don't have anything on my phone. Like you could search through my whole history from messages to Instagram, like, and like, don't get me wrong, I'm an influencer, I'm a dancer, so guys be in my shit, you know, like, but and I'm like, thank you, but I got a man, and that's all you'll see. So for me, if let's say my man goes through my phone because he's having a moment of insecurities in his own head, and you know, maybe I was being weird on my phone because I am always on my phone, you know, texting people like about business or whatever. If he were to have a moment, I would want him to look through my phone to be like, because I know word to word lies can come out. I can easily be like, oh babe, no, I'm not talking to anybody, but on my Snapchat I'm talking to 5 different people. You know what I'm saying? On my phone, you know that I left. Oh yeah, I'm on my way. Now I know that now you told me you were gonna go do something. You actually went to go do something else. Mm-hmm. You know, on a phone lies the truth. Like for real, on a phone lies all of the truth. So if my significant other is having a moment in insecurity, especially it being a female, because of what we discussed, you know, we're already ingrained in our head, like he's lying, he's going to leave, he's going to lie. Mm-hmm. I feel like you guys should be so open to just be like, bro, just go through my phone if you need to. Like, I know you have.
But the argument that I would make to that is, I would say just ask me. Like, ask me to go. No, I'm saying ask me to go through it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you should need to, like, roll over at night, like,
take my hand, put my finger on the thumbprint.
Like, just ask me, because honestly,
have to steal my phone.
There's nothing to hide, or me personally, I don't know about nobody else, but like,
if there's nothing to hide, I feel like it would never be a problem.
I'm sorry I did it like that.
Yeah, you know, Brittany be listening.
Yeah. Exactly.
He about to
go pop through like.
No, yeah, but like, I say just ask, because you feel me? Like, just ask, because at the end of the day, even if you go through it. If you go through it and don't find anything, that's not solving any problems. You see what I'm saying?
That did happen to me. I went through Christopher's phone one time and I found nothing. And
Does he know this?
Yeah, because I woke. It was like same thing. I was just super in my head because he was always on his phone, and like he always had do not disturb on, and I'm like, and mind you, last time I just got like, that's the reason I got cheated on, because he was always, I knew he was talking to someone else through his phone, and I went on his phone. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's how I figured out my last relationship was a mess. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to go through his phone. Like, hopefully I don't find anything. So I'm like going through his phone, and I'm going through that bitch. Like, really searching, FBIing that bitch. And I didn't find anything. And then afterwards, I just felt so stupid. Like,
yeah, like, I don't think it would make you feel any better.
I just felt like an idiot because I woke him up. I'm like, wake up. And
yeah, right.
Like, what happened? I'm crying. I'm like, I just feel like such a bad girlfriend because I just went through your phone. He's
I know the exact face. He's sitting there like, he's
like, damn, like,
you happy now?
Just a mess.
You happy?
Literally.
Because like, if you really feel like, man, this person's cheating on me, or I need to find this blah blah blah, if you go through and don't find any answers, you're still gonna be like, well, maybe they hit it. Like, maybe
All
I just
right.
didn't find anything.
explain
Maybe I
the
didn't look long
situation.
enough. You feel me?
Second
So
phone.
Brittany posted
Second phone.
Yeah, Brittany
The second phone,
posted
yeah.
a photo on my story, right? And I took it down because you always make fun of me because I never post enough, right? And you'd be like, yo, you don't post enough for the pod. You don't post enough for...
Which you don't.
And then I digress. But she got mad because I took it down. And I took it down. I was like, nah, that nigga going to be on my head like your girlfriend posts more on your account than you
No,
do.
yeah, I definitely would have been on your head. Tom.
Yeah, he would have been on my head. So I took it down. Like, nah, I can't let this nigga get to play on me. And she got like freaked out about it. And I was like... I was like, just go through my phone. I just like handed it over. I was like, I don't care.
Yeah, right.
I was like, go through my photos, go through everything. I was like, I have nothing to hide. And she was like, oh, okay. Went through everything. Like, she FBI'd my shit. I started going through my search history. I didn't expect her to go that far. I was like, she goes through my search history and then looks up at me like,
Oh, wow.
and then like goes,
Now your
she's not
search history
going,
probably wild.
yeah, it was wild. I got caught. But like, I digress. She went through my shit and she was just like, oh, there's nothing to be seen here. And I was like,
from a personal, like, you know what I'm saying? Asking builds more trust than like going behind and looking at it. You know what I'm saying? Because let's say,
imagine if he woke up to you on his phone.
That's just what I was
Yeah.
about to
He would've
say.
been
Now
like, bro,
he
you
doesn't
don't
trust you.
me?
And that's my thing. It's like, no, I don't want you to go on my phone because that makes me feel like you don't trust me. I'm like, well, I don't. You know what I'm saying? It's just, but it's not like.
But like, let's say it was some shit where like he noticed, you know, like maybe you changed something.
Maybe
or, like,
you
fucked up some shit.
open a text that he didn't open yet.
Yeah,
I
and
cover
like,
all
and
my
he.
tracks, so.
But like, let's say somehow he found out. He found out and be like, oh, so like she doesn't trust me. Like, do I have a reason not to trust her? I feel like it would just cause
okay,
a lot
true.
more
But
problems.
after that first time that I went through his phone and I didn't find anything, like that built my trust a lot more. Because if I would have gone through his phone and I found something, then I would have been like, okay, well now I'm starting not to trust you. But because I went through his whole phone and I found nothing. Now I don't want to go through his phone. You know what I'm saying? I'm
but
like, I don't want to go through
it's
your
always
phone anymore.
funnier. Like if
Or
you let
maybe-
me,
never
if
mind.
you let me do it to you, like, all right, if you were gonna just steal his phone, you might as well have asked first. If you ask, you at least you set the like
The tone.
yo, like, I'm checking your phone sometime soon. Either he is going. You would notice if
Don't
he
do
started
sometime
clearing.
soon. If you're
No,
gonna say
it
this,
has to be in that moment.
Yeah, like let me
Sometimes
see your
soon is
phone,
stupid.
and if he's hiding his phone, then you know something's on it.
Okay, so what if, let's say, for example, like, okay, no, that would be terrible. Okay, let's say I'm like, yo, give me your phone. I want to go through it. And you're like, no, why don't you trust me? Like, I don't want to give you my phone, bro. Like, you don't trust me. I'm sick of this. You don't trust me. And I'm like, I'm just tweaking. Can I just go through your phone? And that person's super, even if it's like reversed, like your girl, like, let me just go through your phone. She's like, you don't trust me. No, I'm sick of this. Like, I don't want you to go through my phone because that means you don't trust me and I'm sick and tired of that shit. And he was, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just like, no, I'm not letting you go through my phone. I feel like that's when the problem is because at the end of the day, I know if I was like, baby, let me go through your phone, he's going to give me his phone. And if he was like, yo, I just need to go through your phone, my first thing is going to be like, please, like, disprove yourself.
Oh, it's super funny
But
because I
feel-
let
okay.
Brittany play games on my phone, so she'll just pick up my phone and use it when she wants to. Then I'll be like, sometimes I'll see her purposely, like, click Safari, and I'm like, see, now you enter in dangerous territory. I'm
Yeah,
like,
well,
why
I know
are you-
Christopher's passcode too. I feel like
Yeah, my girlfriend has the thumbprint. She knows my passcode. Don't care because it's.
There's
what, is she
nothing to
gonna
hide.
Steal my phone? Like, she's not gonna steal my phone. If anybody
Right.
gets more use out of my phone than me, it's her. So like,
you do never have your phone on you, like ever.
I never.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
like
some
carrying a
C2
phone. I've never liked carrying a phone. I don't like people having the ability to alert me of other things that I'm not there for.
Like who you
I
gotta
don't.
be here for an episode?
Yeah.
Relax.
I'm never gonna pull
Jesus
up.
Christ.
Never again.
Leave him some space. Yeah.
I fucks with you.
I didn't mean to go your head. Tom, my
You
bad.
did not know.
I think all in all, I think it should be cool to let your significant. If
No,
you're
to
To
truly not,
let them go through it, yeah. I say to sneak through it.
I feel like sneaking through in this OD.
okay. So for
I
you
think
guys,
if
you
you-
would prefer your girlfriend to be like, "Yo, give me your phone, I'm about to go through it." I just feel weird right now.
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, sure, here you go.
I would just hand over my phone.
Yeah, I'd be like, go ahead.
That's
There's
what I
nothing
would do
here,
too.
you know.
That, you know what I'm saying? You could go through literally everything, and you could never
Yeah.
find something.
There's
But
nothing
then
here. Like I'll
if
show you.
have to
I'll run
steal
you through it.
That makes me not trust you. Because that means, like, for me, that would mean, like, all right, you've been thinking something, like, improper, so you have already, like, set in the motions, like, all right, this nigga's not doing nothing, and you know all the bases to cover on your phone. You're deleting stuff. You going through your phone. Every time you get that other text, you're deleting it. Like, because my girlfriend, since I met her, had the, like, she had the thing where it doesn't show you the text message as soon as it pops up. But, like, if I look at her phone...
That's so inconvenient.
If I look at her phone... No, I do it because a lot of people, like, just... You know, like, you'll see somebody over your shoulder looking into your phone. That gets on my nerves.
But that's inconvenient for me.
I need to know.
And that's why
Right.
I think that's why my girlfriend had a problem with it at first. Because, like, I am one of those people, regardless of what I'm doing on my phone, I am super secretive about it for, like, no apparent reason. I will be watching, like, a YouTube video with puppies, and, like, I will still turn my phone where she can't see it. And that is just how I am.
Yeah,
No,
that's weird.
No,
dude.
but she can grab my phone at any moment and look what's on my screen.
You might be quick with
and
it.
I don't care.
Let me stop before I get you in trouble.
Yeah, you've been wilding this whole episode.
Like she will yank my screen and just look at it. It won't matter. And then she'll be like, "Why do you do that?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I just don't like people in my stuff." Like, that's how I always have been. I don't find it irritating if somebody wants to go through my phone. I find it irritating if you demand it every turn of the corner, because, like, what's the point? Like,
at that
if
point,
you
there's
don't
no
trust me,
Okay,
that means
yeah.
you don't
That makes
trust me
sense.
at all. Like,
That
there
makes
is
sense.
no trust. If
Yeah.
every time I come back, let me see your phone. Let me see your phone. Let me see your phone. Let me see your phone.
That shit gets
Like,
annoying. Yeah, I feel
that would get on your nerves to the point where you'd be like, "Yo, just trust me," and that's when you start doing bad shit with your phone.
Yeah.
Like,
See, the line is connected.
The
All the dots have connected
We have
just
if you
now.
do it too much, you can put somebody in the space where they're never gonna want to hand you your phone.
Yeah, I think it could really go either way, but I feel like it's just worse for you personally to go through somebody else's phone. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point, if you feel you need to do it, then we probably don't need to be here. Like, if I feel like that I really got to be looking through Alexis's phone, whether I'm finding nothing, it's like, why? Like, you know, why do I feel this way? Like,
Right. It's
clearly
something
there's
deeper
no
than
trust.
that,
You
yeah.
know, like, there's no point for, if I feel that I need to be really looking through her phone, then I just don't trust her, and we probably don't need to be here in a relationship.
Right.
Now, I don't feel any need to look through her phone. I mean, I don't feel like she feels the need to look
But
through mine. Like,
regardless,
who knows?
insecurity peeks its head around a corner any time of the day.
Facts.
So if
Facts.
you get insecure, just alert me. Like, alert me, hey, I'm very uncomfortable with something. Can I see your phone? Yes. If I am diverting, then I could understand.
If
you
I'm
having
like,
a problem.
nah, probably not. Well,
There's nothing on
maybe
my
not
phone.
right now.
Guilty.
Like,
Guilty.
Right.
Guilty. Yeah.
like, you're guilty if you don't want to hand over your phone, but if it's the problem of every single fucking day I get home, the first thing I do is hand you my phone so you can run through it.
That's pointless anyway, because at
That's-
that
yeah,
point you
that's
gonna
lame.
really get to cover
That's
your
just
right.
lame.
You go
It's
get
not-
to cover
cover
your
my
tracks.
bases.
yeah. That shit's lame. I'm not gonna lie.
So, like, if you're always on somebody's head to do it, that was my whole, like, aspect. I thought you were asking, like, hey, is it okay for me to ask for it, like, anytime I want it?
No. Just
No, I
in
don't think
general,
so.
like, here and there, like,
I mean, yeah,
you know,
she
when
asked
the
for my phone
insecurities
today.
popped around the corner.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sure.
She's
The
just
screen fucked up. You probably can't see nothing.
My
Anyway.
girlfriend's just gonna make fun of me, like, oh, you take a bunch of random pictures of yourself sometimes. Like, what are you doing right here? And it's a picture of me, like, in my backyard. Just, it's a video of me dribbling a basketball.
Right.
Like, not me shooting, me just standing there dribbling. She's gonna be like, why the fuck did you record this?
I don't really
wanna
use
see my
my
progression
phone for much, really.
I was like,
You're
I was like,
funny.
I want to see my progression.
Aside from like messaging, like I message, but like
I think
aside
I
from
use my
that,
camera more than
there's
I use my
nothing
text
interesting.
messages.
There's nothing funny. There's really not much there. I don't play games on my phone. It's like IG, TikTok. You be hating on TikTok.
You could get some extreme tea from my phone. I'm not gonna cap. Some
really.
extreme tea.
You're not
just-
gonna find shit about nobody else. You're not gonna find shit about.
That's why I
anything.
don't like to let people go through like or have my phone because like a lot of people text me like their personal like deep shit. I'm like, okay, well, like you.
Now it looks like you have something to hide.
But no.
Besides Christopher, because Christopher, I tell him everything.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
I'm talking
Your
about like my
significant other
homie.
probably knows shit anyway.
Yeah.
Like Alexis, if there's like some serious, let's say one of my brothers, some shit happened, blah blah blah. I'm gonna tell her. So it's like if she wants to read the text, she can. But I already told you what happened.
If you texted me something super personal and I knew that was in my text messages, it would make me uncomfortable to hand over my phone.
But the difference is, like, I wouldn't, if it was something super personal, I'd just talk to you in person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But you never know how certain people operate.
Facts.
So, like, certain people would text you something like, what if I don't want to hand you my phone because other people... Like my best friend has some messages in my phone that I don't need you to see. Like, what? Imagine if you go through Christopher's messages and his best friend just came out to him as being gay, and you just read it, and now you're sitting there like, really, yo, I did not see this shit coming.
Wish I didn't know this.
Yeah, but realistically, like I don't give a fuck about that. I'm just trying to look to see what the fuck I'm trying to find. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but like it still just might not be made for you.
Yeah, but like,
I would be pissed if I went through my girl's phone and like, damn, she bought me this shit that I really wanted. It was supposed to be a surprise. I blew the setup. Damn it. Like, yeah.
Like I can't blame you for looking though.
I meant it more like with your homie. Like if it's my homie that has my phone, I'm like, because you never know when people are just snoopy to be snoopy.
Oh, you know, my homie shouldn't have my phone. Like, fuck, you got my phone for it.
I never hand my homie my phone.
Yeah,
I be handing everybody my phone.
Really? Don't touch my phone. Why?
Don't do that.
Like, why you got your hands on my phone?
You don't need my phone like that.
My biggest thing is because like I'll be having to like do something, but then like another thing has to be more of my focus. So I'll be like, send this text for me, or like do this on my phone real quick for me.
They just won't get that text. If I'm doing some shit and somebody else, well, guess they'll get the text.
That's
later.
how I was, but when it comes to a client and you don't reply in an hour and then you lose them as a client, that's when that's really when I'm like, lie. Even with her, like I know I hand you my phone a lot. I'm like, yo, just send this. Like get everyone's.
You gotta have that one person. I respect it. If you're that person for her, I commend you. But I'm saying. Like I don't got that Siri. Person.
Don't touch my shit. I'm not handing my shit to Vermillion.
Hey, I just started using Hey Siri. Do I not? I'm always Hey Siri. Oh, she got your number.
Yeah, no. She just didn't mess with me neither. So
yeah,
like it's something else.
I don't use Siri because Siri be too inaccurate.
No, not when I'm sending my text message though. It'll get my text message right every time. Send it. I'm cool.
The one that Safari search that be fucking me up sometimes.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with her in that aspect.
I don't do that.
She is terrible at searching things.
Don't do it because of the CIA.
Bro, they're already listening.
Right.
Yeah, no.
Like
they're probably listening to the podcast.
No, like that was the whole thing. A lot of people say like I don't do it because of FBI man listening. Yeah, I was like, you're giving them the access. Oh, like the mic's already in the room.
Yeah, they're listening.
I was like, even without your permission, you think they give a fuck?
Yeah, they're listening to everything.
And all the apps are connected, like for real. Like I saw a picture of like some twins that got like botched surgery on Facebook, and like I didn't even like the comment. I didn't even like it. I literally just scroll past it and I'm like, oh damn. And so I go on Google and I start typing in their name, but it's like I had hit like RA instant like Denner twins botched. I was like,
it comes up really quick.
I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
Even like if you're talking, if me and Chris are sitting here, or me or Vermillion, whatever, we're talking about blah 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 Menards, whatever. I type in M instantly. Menards. I'm like,
should we try it?
Like, fam, how did that just happen?
Menards.
Like it does that shit all the time. You can't trust the phone, man.
Menards.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
It'll probably pop up for us because we be at Menards a lot.
Ready?
But
so what I think it does, right, is it'll hear people around you talking about something, and it won't signal the direct person talking about it because they already know you're going to type it in, right? Like if I'm talking about Menards, my phone recognizes that it's me, and it's like, okay, but the person around me might get it. Because it's like, ooh, I might need something from a store. What's a good hardware Menards? It's going to instantly pop up.
I see what you're saying.
Like, that's the type of shit I think it's going to
Algorithms are crazy.
And I think they watch how long you scroll past something. Because if you take your time scrolling past something, you don't got to like it, but it'll still pop up later. That is the thing that gets me. Because I'm like, how did they know that drew my attention?
Yeah.
Because they have a artificial intelligence that builds an avatar for every single one of us. Like, so yeah, they build an avatar for you, and it's all based on shit that you look up on the internet, stuff you like on Facebook, stuff you search on Instagram, and it's literally like a virtual you. And I don't know if you guys saw the new documentary that came out about social media and how it's like very addicting, and it's
I peeped that when I was scrolling through Netflix with my girlfriend yesterday. Didn't click it because I don't like documentaries, but
it's honestly like one of those documentaries where like after 20 minutes you get the gist of the whole shit. You know what I'm saying? It's
I
like
got the gist of the whole shit from the trailer. Keep it 100 with you. I looked through the trailer, was like,
The gist is in the trailer, but like when you watch it for like the first 30 minutes, it's actually like people that quit from like Facebook, YouTube, like the vice president or head of marketing, or they quit and they came and told their story about how the world of social media, like they know it's very addicting. Like social media is very, 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 very addicting.
That's the whole purpose.
100%, but still it's bad for kids, like to be mentally growing up and know all, like have the world's knowledge at your hand, and not even like in a good way, like in a lot of bad ways, because now you have to worry about self-image and do people like my picture and clout. I know so many little kids that are obsessed with fucking clout, and it's like go outside and play.
Real
you know
quick,
what I'm saying?
A question. I feel like this ties into this. What age would you guys give your child a smartphone? Because I feel like
I would never give my child a smartphone.
Never?
I don't even think I don't even want one.
When did you get one?
Throw it away.
Say you won't. Oh, he's gonna do it. He threw
Oh
it.
Don't go
God.
get it.
You're nasty.
So
He's gonna get it.
Yeah, I have to go get it.
You're
But
nasty
like
as hell.
the whole
Damn, I
thing
wish that would have got caught on camera.
Yeah.
You got
Behind
it?
the scenes.
It's lit. Let's go.
He said, "That's me."
You the new member on the camera crew.
Hey.
So I didn't even want a phone in the first place because I don't like the ability to like contact me no matter where I am. Because sometimes I like to like completely focus on things. I don't want anybody talking to me. I don't want anybody doing anything around me. I just want to do what I'm doing.
I'm gonna keep it. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, a big problem I have with social media is people will judge you no matter where they are in the world. They will sit down. They will be in their mom's house making no money, telling you that you are doing bad. Like, you're the one doing bad, and I can't get it because you just don't post.
Right.
Or you won't, like, I'm just gonna pick at you because I can. And that is my biggest problem with social media.
Here's the issue with social media. When it comes down to young people using social media, blah, 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 all the issues coming up, a lot of the issues happen because we learned social media for ourselves. Our parents didn't teach us shit about social media. It was happening as we're coming up.
100%.
I have the ability to teach my kid, prepare my kid, do certain things for my kid because, the thing is, a smartphone is a tool. And it probably is the most powerful tool in the world right now.
Yes, 100%.
And so is social media.
Real quick to
I'm
add
a business type. Oh, yeah,
super
go
quick
ahead.
just to add on. There's apps now that you can put on your kid's phone to help them learn how to code. And that's why a lot of kids now are starting to like graduate high school at like 10 years old. Because
What the fuck?
Shit like that is important.
They implemented those things with their kids and they gave them an iPhone at the age of 5, but, you know, blocked YouTube, blocked in social media. But it's like just blocked certain things. As a parent, I'm going to give my kid, to go back to your question real quick, I'm going to probably like 8 or 9, maybe 10.
For me, that's too late. I'm giving the second, third. I'm gonna give it to him as soon as possible. Honestly,
I don't want to give them a smartphone. I'll just give them a good computer.
no. As soon as possible,
computer.
I'm gonna give them a smartphone so they can learn. So I can teach them how to use it properly. So they can learn how to do certain things. So I can show them this is what you, because I know, just like you just laid out all the problems you have with it. I know what the problems are. I can teach them. This, not this, blah, blah, blah. You shouldn't be doing it. We had to figure all this shit out ourselves.
He's going to be my kid, so he's going to work around it. That's the thing.
But that's amazing. But that's fantastic.
Yeah, like
that's the best thing they can do. If they are working around it, they're figuring out new shit. They're finding new shit. That's innovation. That's creativity. And that is like the greatest superpower you could ever give your kid. Because if you stifle your kid too much, that's when the problems really start to arise. If I don't let them have a phone until they get to 10, 12, by that point, now they want to just dive all the way. First website they looking up is Pornhub. You feel me? Like, if you show them as a kid and they're learning slowly, blah, 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 it gives them more ability. It's like the parents who lock their kids down until they grow up, and now those are the wildest niggas we know.
Well, yeah,
that was a lot of my friends.
I will hard agree with you that a kid needs to grow up with the technology that is going, because all he can do is teach me. That because if I know how to work a computer 10 times better than my mom, and my mom got to see computers from their conception to where they are now. I still know how to work a computer 15 times better.
15 is probably an understatement.
Yeah, probably like a good 100. Like my mom has no clue. My mom be like, "Oh, this virus website popped up. I gotta call the number." No, don't call the number. I was like, if you see this, call me. So I can tell you to turn it off.
Turn it off.
I was like, that's all I'm gonna tell you. Hit the X button, close out.
Be able to track my kids. So if like with the smartphones, you're able to see no matter where they are. You know exactly where your kid is.
I don't want to have to be able to do that. I don't want to and I don't want y'all to think that I'm gonna be that loose, like, ooh, do whatever you want, parent. Like I'm not that guy. But to a certain extent, your kids have to have a certain amount of freedom, and giving them social media is a certain amount of power that could potentially be fantastic. You've known me, Chris, C2, you've known me since 4th grade. How many businesses have I started since then? 30, probably? Like, type shit.
30, 40.
Imagine if my parents would have had the tools to give me my first business. I'd be a multi-billionaire right now.
Right.
Because I would have had the proper tools. I didn't have the proper tools. I want to give my kid the proper tools, and by that point, I'm going to be a multimillionaire. So if my kid has a fantastic idea at 4, I don't care if it don't make sense to me or whatever, we're going all in.
Right.
Because if you don't want to do it anymore, we don't do it anymore. If it's a bad idea, it's a bad idea. But let's fucking try it.
I always look back on the times when we were young and we would sit there spitballing like business ideas, and I wonder like how many times in like those conversations did we spitball like $1 billion idea?
Exactly.
And nobody ever like encountered on it.
We're just kids.
Like this one, I was watching. My girlfriend sends me TikToks all the time. I refuse to download the app.
That's stupid.
No.
It's literally opposite.
It's a Chinese backdoor. It's a Chinese backdoor. They can see all my stuff. I don't want them to see all my stuff, and that's it. I'm not gonna download it because it's gonna give them access to all my stuff. No. That it is a virus.
It's quite hilarious.
I'm not down with it.
It's literally the best.
If they wanted my shit anyway, I know that they could get it. I'm just not going to hand it to them. I'm never going to just hand it to you. But I digress. So she sent me a TikTok, and it was like this girl talking about like Tinder, but for movies. It would be like you and your significant other swipe on movies that look interesting, and when there's a match, it would come up.
Damn, and my girlfriend wouldn't watch no movies ever. We would never watch any movies. She don't watch shit that I like, and I don't watch shit that she likes.
Well, that's what the app would be for.
Oh, if no, I'm saying we wouldn't swipe on anything. It's always my compromise for like, I would never watch this regularly, but because you're sitting here, we'll click on it. That's what it is. So
I think my girlfriend does a good amount of 50-50 with me.
Christopher told me you watched the Legends of Korra with him. Like, shit like that.
That's hard.
First of all, he watched Legends of Korra with me.
Wow.
Damn.
That's hard.
That's my shit. That's my shit.
Wow.
That's hard.
That's my shit.
My girlfriend would never. I tried to get her to watch Avatar with me. Did not pay attention.
He did try to get me to watch Naruto. It was just so long.
My girlfriend.
But how much did you watch?
My girlfriend is currently in the 500 episode series of Naruto. She beat the first 200 episodes.
I'm not folding.
Very proud. Why are you not folding?
I just don't. First of all,
fold,
please. I just don't have time to watch TV. So, like, regardless, if I ever find a show that I'm like, whoa, I like this. It's like I've been watching Legends of Korra since it came out, and I get like
that shit fire.
Sometimes I'm like try to sit down to watch a whole episode and I get to like 10 minutes of it, so I have to postpone that episode for a whole week. So like to think about committing to like a 500 episode show, like that shit gives me anxiety, bro. I'm like, hell to the fucking no. Like 4 seasons is a lot for me.
Yeah, but like I give it a shot. It might end up being fantastic.
Like, you'll find the time.
It might be fantastic.
But I will say anime drops like extreme like life gems. It's like every time I watch it, I'm like, whoa, like
part of my personality is anime.
Drop some science. It'll drop some science.
It'll just teach you how to be a person. Like to just teach you how to live your life. You just use that Naruto mentality. I'm down bad right now, but one day I'm gonna work as hard as I can, and I'm gonna be the best. That's the best lesson you could ever get.
And like, not to be the girl again, but anime does like sexualize and degrade women a lot.
But not every anime.
Not
I know
every
a lot of
anime, but for the most part, yeah.
But-
that's why I love Legends of Korra, because I was like, I wish I watched it. I watched The Last Avatar when I was a kid,
Yeah,
which
Last
was cool,
Airbender
and
was
like
fire.
Katara was like, I love Katara. Like she
Katara's
was like my
lit.
role
One
model.
of the best female
Yes,
protagonists
bro.
ever.
And I wish I would have gotten to watch Korra growing up, because Korra, I would have been like, even now I'm like, oh my god, I fucking love Korra. Like,
I like
she's
Korra better than
like
Katara.
everything I want to embody.
People might
You know,
fight me for that.
good. Which one do you
I
like?
like Korra better than Katara, and
Yeah, Korra
somebody will
stood up
probably
for
try to
herself
kill me for
way,
that.
Way more. I feel like Korra was like, "No, you're definitely not gonna."
If
tell
I
me
showed
anything."
you guys my TikTok mentions, probably 90% of them, I get at least probably like 5 to 10 a day about people debating with me about my Avatar beliefs. Because Avatar is like a main part of my TikTok, because you know the algorithms be fire, and some shit'll come up, and motherfuckers would be wrong, and I'll leave a comment. Niggas just be blowing my shit up, and I'm like, I'm sorry, y'all are wrong. Korra is whooping Aang's ass. I'm sorry.
Oh, now Korra's whooping.
Korra
ass
is
for
whooping
sure.
Aang's ass.
But like, I
And
like
if you
Aang more because it's
if
like
you think Aang is whooping Korra, look at me in the camera. You're fucking wrong.
cap. It's a cap.
You're wrong.
She's been training with all 4 elements since she was a kid,
I've never
and
seen either.
she literally
And
fought
Aang wasn't?
darkness. She fought
Aang
the
had to
actual
beat the
darkness.
Fire Lord in a summer, nigga. Like, where you're not about to minimize what that nigga did.
Okay.
Hold up.
Okay,
Hold up.
he
No,
did.
no. I'm finna drop science.
Don't
Let's
ruin
get
for
it.
me.
Go
I'm
toe to
gonna-
toe.
Don't ruin it.
Go toe to toe.
Don't ruin it.
All right. So he had a summer to learn 4 of the elements.
And master none.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's
but
good,
and
bro.
guess what? Guess what he did that Korra didn't. He defeated his first antagonist without taking a blow. With the only nigga to land a blow on Aang was Azula, and Azula was just the greatest firebender to ever live.
I'm gonna turn my ears off.
Oh, my bad. I
No,
didn't mean to
well,
disrespect
none of
yourself.
this. None of this.
No,
is
no.
spoilers.
We can just
None of
end
this
the
is
conversation
spoilers.
and have it after the podcast.
Oh,
Yeah.
what are you?
No, he's never
I've
watched
never seen it.
Avatar.
Oh
So-
shit.
It's one of the. It's probably the greatest cartoon
but
of all time.
Azula
No, it
is
is.
Not probably. It is.
It is, yeah.
Azula is the greatest firebender to ever live.
Yeah.
People
There's
fight
no
me on
doubt.
that. People fight me on that on TikTok regularly.
No. If you say anything else, you're wrong. You're hard wrong. And the only nigga to ever come close was Zuko. Zuko was the only nigga to come close, and he didn't even really come close. He just had a waterbender helping him fight. That is the only thing that happened.
I think you're forgetting that Korra literally fought darkness and won.
Any
with
single
a team
one
of a spirit.
Darkness.
Any single one,
With a team of a spirit.
but
Yeah,
any
but
single
Aang
one
had
of
the
Korra's
team of the
villains,
spirit as
Aang
well.
couldn't beat any of Korra's villains.
I think
No.
100%. 100% he loses to all of them. I'm not gonna lie.
Like,
Because
Korra could've-
didn't he die to one of the? I thought he died to never. Not going to say how he died,
But-
he died to what he died.
So you agree?
Korra's the strongest
All right,
avatar we've
I'll
seen.
take it back.
Korra's the strongest avatar we've seen.
Okay.
like spiritually, Aang was definitely way more there.
Aang was the spiritual nigga. That
Yeah.
nigga was.
Well,
the
he was an
master.
airbender.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was
but
just
Korra's
like-
just a hothead,
yeah,
and she
shit.
be capping. But like she
She
like,
was.
Her whole thing was
stands
she
to
was
her
a fighter.
ground.
She was
She's
a fighter.
Yeah,
Like
she's
she
a fighter.
lost a lot, but she lost against some powerful ass motherfuckers.
Please don't tell me how it ends. I'm still on episode. See, like I've been watching it forever. I still haven't finished.
Have
last
you
season.
watched the part where she fight?
What season?
Where are you at?
I'm on season 4, episode 6. I'm about to be done.
Oh, season 4.
Season 3, I think, was my favorite.
So you
Season
watched
3 is
past
the best
pro
season.
bending.
Yeah.
You watched all past the pro bending.
Yeah.
part.
Season 3 is the best season of Korra.
I'm not going cap. If they could just drop pro bending as a fucking show, I would watch it.
That would be fun.
That
I
would
would
be
watch
raw.
They
it.
be going
I
crazy
would-
with the pro bending. They
No,
be
no.
lit.
If that was a real
feel
life
like-
thing, that would be gas.
Hell yeah.
Season
I-
3 got funny too, because I feel like the first 2 seasons weren't that funny, but the third season, that shit was funny. Bo Lin got funny as fuck.
Season 3 was like, that shit is just incredible. Like I can't say
Yeah.
anything bad about season 3. Korra is a better Avatar than Aang, but Avatar: The Last Airbender is a better show than Legends of
Yeah,
Korra.
just because there's so much like deep connection. I feel like I barely know everyone.
I'm
on
more
that shit.
connected
I
to.
feel
I'm
like-
connected to every character from The Last
I feel
Airbender.
like
I'm not connected to every
spiritually-
character.
No,
on
barely.
Spiritually,
Only
they built a
Korra.
world a lot better.
Let's talk about how they made Tenzin a bitch made person. Like his character was so like,
What?
yes, bro, yes.
What the? Why are you hating
Yes.
on Tenzin?
No, I love Tenzin. What the
He's
fuck?
that
It's
nigga.
Aang's son, but they made him such a always like doubting himself and like constantly like everyone's like Tenzin shut up or like Tenzin this or like he doesn't really embody.
Makes sense.
He was uptight like Aang. He was literally Aang if he never met Sokka and Katara. Like
the thing about Tenzin is Aang was he literally had more responsibility than anybody on the planet.
True.
Like Tenzin had more responsibility than Korra because if Tenzin fucked up, that's the end of the nomads.
Yeah.
He literally, like, Aang repopulated the world kind of by making one nigga. Tenzin had the same amount of responsibility as Aang, and it's like, yo, and my dad was the Avatar?
And he only
like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
He only made one Airbender.
Yeah.
He made one. He had 3 kids. Well, technically he made 2.
No, they're all airbenders.
No.
No, he's talking about Aang.
Oh, I was about to be. No, there's 2 airbenders, but one of them. Type shit.
I'm not trying to spoil anything.
Yeah, Tenzin had the world. He had the world on his shoulders.
Yeah, like so. Of course, you're gonna get uptight and very strict about how your shit is handled because it's like, yo, like. If you fuck up, like, there's no more us. Like, there's no, like, the world already don't know what the fuck to do with me. Like, let alone
his kid and his brothers and sisters got to be kids. Cause like, okay, I'm a waterbender. I'm lit. I ain't got to worry about shit. Okay, I'm nothing. I ain't got to worry about shit. He's like, yo, I'm the only airbender in this bitch. So Aang is literally giving this nigga all the time.
All
like,
the science.
I wish I got
one
to
that needs
see
to understand
that.
this
I wish
shit.
I got to see that. Like,
I do. Yeah.
Like, I know it's just a story, but I feel like it happened.
But you know,
I wish I got to see the rest of
it.
all their lives. I want to see Toph as a parent. I wanted to see
Toph definitely did nothing. Nothing.
She
probably taught him how to earthbend, and that was it. Like, because that's all really what she knew. She was just like, I didn't
first
really
metal
fuck with
bender
nobody.
in the world.
The only metal bender in the world at one point.
At one point.
Toph is the greatest bender
she
of
said,
Avatar history.
And the greatest bender alive.
And she is.
She is.
Nigga said, ha, not even you can bend metal. She said, bend metal?
She
That's a good idea.
She was
Bro.
like, like, maybe.
Is that what she said? I am the best. What is it? Earthbender alive.
I'm Toph Beifong, and I'm the best earthbender in the world.
Yes.
Y'all better not forget it. Jump in the ground, zoom off, go.
She was so raw.
How many elements can be bent?
Only
no
one,
lava.
Only one
There
person
are 4
can bend all 4.
There are 4 elements, but there are sub elements in each of the elements.
Okay.
Yeah. Like
So, like,
lava, ice,
yeah,
steam.
steam.
You know what I'm saying? Because like there are versions of water,
blood
versions
bending,
of fire,
you
versions
blood
of you know what I'm
bend.
saying?
How is wouldn't steam be like a cheat though? Like a combination of fire and water?
No, because it's just water.
It's just water.
There's no fire in steam. You just have to heat up.
It's produced by like fire.
It's produced by fire, but once it's steamed, there's no
it's
fire
only
in it.
water. Like
so they're not using fire to. Never mind. I understand.
No.
Just heat,
They
I
can
guess.
just turn it into steam.
Yeah.
Instantly, just
Yeah,
You can
it'll
also
just be
control
mist.
plants. You can control plants. If you're a waterbender, you would
You can
control
control
plants and
plants.
humans because humans have mostly blood, so you can learn how to blood bend. If you guys were any type of bender, what do you think it would be? Not like based off what you would like, but like who you are as a person. Like, I think I would be a waterbender.
I'd probably be earth or fire, most likely.
Hard air nomad.
Probably earth, actually.
I
Probably
get
earth.
air nomad from
Hard
you.
air nomad.
I'd probably be earth.
I don't know what I would be.
You probably be an
Fire.
airbender.
I think you would be
Hard
an air.
Fire.
Well, I don't know you too much.
Fire.
Airbender.
I think
You
you'd
be a
be an
fake.
airbender.
You want to be a fake it.
The rage in his heart. No.
Or maybe
fire.
an earthbender, but the ones that are super chill.
Fire.
I don't want to be a dickhead, but like in all
what's your name
seriousness, you
again?
probably just wouldn't be bending.
Wait. No.
You
what's
probably
his
just
name?
be a non-bender, keep it
No.
100 with you.
What is his name again? Vermilion? What does vermilion mean? Red?
He wouldn't be a firebender, though.
Yeah. He would 100% be a firebender.
I don't
You
think
would
so.
be a waterbender. I think you would be a waterbender.
I'd probably be an earthbender.
What do you guys think I would be?
You're a chill ass nigga.
Based off
you're
just
like
today.
Sokka. you're like Sokka
Nah,
ass.
but like,
Let me find out.
So
You're a
what are the
villager.
characteristics of each? Like what is water?
Uncle
known for?
Iroh getting his bag
No,
about
Uncle
some
Iroh
shit.
is
Oh,
different.
he was different.
Uncle
different.
Iroh was different.
That nigga was the spirit avatar.
Yeah.
Not actually, but like, that's what I
When he
call
came
that
back
nigga.
in the Legends of Korra in the spirit world, I was like,
Nigga's the GOAT.
That nigga's really just the GOAT. Like,
Yeah.
there's no other person in anime I think I've learned more from.
oh yeah.
Besides, Jiraiya might hold a bit.
Uncle Iroh got Jiraiya. Uncle Iroh
Jiraiya got
Jiraiya.
science though.
Uncle Iroh
he
has
dropped
Jiraiya.
gems. He dropped gems.
Uncle,
But
all right. Was there anything you wanted to tell? Anything like you wanted to come here specifically to talk about? Anything you want your fans, people watching, to know? Anything specific?
I think we talked about like a lot of shit that's really very important to me. So it's definitely manifestation, and to know that whatever you put in your head, like, you can accomplish. And if you don't believe that, like, know that I'm a prime example of that. I mean, I definitely haven't even reached to what I want to accomplish.
Just scratching
the surface.
But it's
getting there. And it's like with hard work and dedication, like, you're gonna get there. And surrounding yourself with the right people of 100%.
Facts.
And I want to say thank you to you guys for inviting me. This was super dope. I had a super
Podcasting is lit.
time.
We have a fun time every time. It was great having you. Fantastic to have a girl on the set for once.
Always welcome.
It was lit. We had a good ass time. I think that was all the questions that I had. I don't know if y'all had anything specific that y'all wanted to talk about.
I guess I have a final question.
Oh, what's good?
What made you start dancing?
Oh
good
shit.
one.
How did we miss that? I feel like that's such a big. Oh, I have one more that I wanted to ask. It might get a little long actually, so we'll try to make it short. But
I'll make it quick. So in 7th grade, my best friend was like, "Bro, you want to try out for pom poms?" And I was like, "Fuck no." And then she like made me do it, which I ended up really liking. But pom poms is like cheerleading, you know. It's not really like dancing or like fluid or anything. So after high school, I gave that up, and at my senior year, I gave that up, and then 2 years later, I was really just watching people on YouTube, like the famous choreographers in LA that be going like fucking, it looks like their moves aren't real. I started watching them and I'm like, yo, like, that looks raw as fuck. That looks raw as fuck. That looks raw as fuck. And it took me to be like in that, again, that depressive state to be like, okay, I just need to get up and try to dance. Let me just try to dance. I was too insecure about myself to try to do it for real because I knew I wasn't going to look like the other girls or the other people. But it just took me being like, I'm just going to get up and keep practicing. And then I was practicing like every week, like choreographing. And then I met Alan and he got me into freestyling and like expressing my body freely. And then like now I've choreographed for shows at Metro, for shows at like Soul City, like for a show in Denver, you know, like my choreography's been now nationwide and it's like, whoa.
That's
like,
dope as fuck.
It really just, I guess dancing started when I was in 7th grade from like the pom-pom bases, but like true free dancing didn't start until 2 years ago, and that was just because I like to watch YouTube videos.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad.
Thank you for the question.
Bouncing off the dancing thing, this is one thing that I felt like you would probably want to talk about on the podcast, so I want to give you a chance to. The Cuties movie.
Oh,
I felt like that's
shit.
something that's I've seen on your Instagram that's important to you, and you probably want to take a chance to like tell your audience, our audience, like
100%.
Speak about that. Yeah.
Well, just definitely, I don't support the movie, and I'll keep it short. But to me, it was more of a, we're gonna allow this movie to come out and put a small message behind it, and then say, well, like, you know, it was to show that girls get sexualized and da 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 da. And it's like, you can get shown all those things without sexualizing little girls, because that movie was disgusting. Like. That, and mind you, I come from a place where a 10-year-old will come to a heels class and dance to WAP, and it's like, well, your mom allowed you to come, so you're allowed to express yourself as a dancer however you want. But this movie was like, I'm talking like they're slapping each other's butts, like rubbing on their vaginas, like there's a nude scene with one of the girls. It's like, that's not the right way to send a message that women are getting over sexualized. Like, you just did it to these little girls. On top of that, the main cinematographer is a man that's like over 40, and he's the one getting the close-ups of these little girls shaking their ass, and it's like, the whole movie's just a no for me. Like, that I will cancel it in a heartbeat, because I know what it's like to grow up and look at beautiful women and be like, I want to wear a short skirt and I want to have big boobs, you know, and it's like, I'm only 11, like, chill. But that message, like, that's true. Women go through that all the time. Little girls go through that all the time. I went through that. I would have loved to watch a movie about that, but they made it so sexual at a time where, like, pedophiles are coming out. And then in France, like, a big thing is child trafficking. And that's where, and like, one of my friends was like, well, in France, like, they have different cultures, you know, like, kids can go to the beach, like, they have nude a lot, like, and that's true, like, France are more open to, like, sexuality and stuff. But regardless of that, like I told you guys, in India, there's girls that are getting sold at 13, so it's just because it's in their culture, it's okay for them to do that. no.
Right.
That's not okay to be selling 13-year-old girls. It's not okay to be having 11-year-old girls shaking ass and throwing, like, you know, touching each other on camera while a man is filming it, like, just because it's a part of their culture.
I actually Googled it after you, like, I saw your IG Live. Or not your IG Live, your
TV.
Yeah, your IGTV, and I saw it. So I was like, this shit seems weird as fuck. Like, what the fuck is going on?
What exactly
So I
is this?
Googled it. Oh, yeah, go. You can explain
it's a
it
movie.
To him.
It's really much a movie about a little girl. She's Muslim. She finds, like, 3 other friends, and they get a little dance group called, like they just be twerking, and then they run off and hide under the bridge and, like, twerk on each other and, like, practice twerking. And it's, like, I'm talking close-ups of them being, like, and it's like they're 11, and then the whole premise of the movie is like she's fighting with her strict Muslim mom, like, I want to be my own person, and her mom's like, bro, you can't be out here doing this shit, you know what I'm saying? And then at the end of the movie, they're at this big performance, and there's so many people watching them, like, clapping them on while they're, like, totally inappropriate. And then she, like, has a moment of realization where she's like, I have to go back home, this isn't my life. And then the movie ends with her playing fucking jumping rope. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It seems like they just kind of put a message and then just put 4 long ass, like the thing is, like, the scenes were so long and uncomfortable.
It's a creepy movie. When I looked at it, or I didn't watch the movie, but I, like, Googled it, and, like, the main director was saying, like, she wanted to show how it's, like, how the over sexualization of, like, little girls is, like, bad, blah blah blah, but in doing so, she, like, extremely over sexualized little girls, which is, like, overall creepy. And then there was, like, something about, I can't remember exactly because I was also watching TV. I was doing this, like, I'm not gonna pretend like I was 100% like reading it. But the original cover, because the director isn't the one who wrote the book, if I'm correct, because it came from a book. And in the book, even, like, the cover was, like, mad, like, conservative or whatever, and, like, the writer of the book was like, what are you doing with my book? Because the movie director made the fucking poster, like, 4 girls dressed in, like, basically nothing, like, it was, like, fucked up. And then apparently there's a nude scene in there, and one of the actors in the movie actually recently got, like, one of the male adult actors actually recently got arrested for possessing, like, crazy amount of terabytes of child pornography.
Yep, that's a cancel.
Yeah, like,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it just didn't make sense. It just didn't add up to me. I thought it was just a disgusting movie in general. And I know even one of my friends was like, you know, it makes sense. Like, it's in their culture. And I'm like, bro, no, it's just not. It's not for me. I don't like it. And I'm gonna be the first person to get that shit canceled. You know?
Yeah, that shit's fucked up. Like, I can't fuck with it. But yeah, this is a good place to tell people, like, that shit's kind of fucked up.
Don't watch cuties.
I'm not with child pornography. That's super fucked up.
As fuck.
The director, kind of weird.
Yeah.
As a woman to do that, like, to, like, see, like, I know I've directed something before, and it's like my camera crew. I know I directed that film. Why am I not at least gonna get an all-female crew to film it? You know, like, it would be so fucked up for me to, like, I don't know. I can't even put myself. It's weird to picture,
like, a 60-year-old white man, like, holding the camera, like, getting close to these girls' asses and shit, like, being there when the girl's doing the nude scene, like a child doing a. It's weird. It's overall weird as fuck to me. I can't fuck with that. I can't condone that shit.
Can't fuck with it.
Yeah, nah, I'm not with that shit. So don't peep this shit. That's not
canceled.
That's not it. That's not the vibes. But I feel like that was basically everything. I don't really have any more questions. I don't know if you got some shit, Millie. No, we've been here for a while. This has been a good ass episode.
Yeah,
this has definitely been lit. We'll have you on later if you're down.
No, I'm always down. I love to talk.
Shit was fire. Yeah, you definitely got in your bag about a lot of shit. Yeah. Had to go get the receipt. But I feel like that's everything. We don't have a song to end it out to. You got a homie, because we normally end it out to just like a song from, like, a local, like, under
play
or whatever.
Motives by A.T.O.
Okay, this is Motives.
It's on YouTube, Apple Music, whatever you want to put.
Bet. This is Motives by A.T.O. We are out. Peace.
One word to the gods and the kings that had came here before me. You have my respect, don't expect me to be stunned by the chains and the glory. I will not neglect all the dogs and the ghosts that all stand here before me. For now I call them gang and I brought them all with me so that we can tell our story. I just put the pen to the pad and it flowed through my head like poetry. I done learned a million damn lessons and I paid for them shits like groceries. I've been there and back. So when I see the throne, I'ma give me that. Me and my niggas don't know how to act, but I prepared for it. We create, built to live for it. All my niggas say I'm rare for it. You can't get up on my level, get a chair for it, maybe. No one been on my crew mindset lately. Many thinking that my mindset is tainted, but I'm too focused on kings of the making. Carefully mapped out the stars that I'm chasing. No, started to use all the time that I'm wasting.
You should've been stronger. You should've fought harder. You must be fighting for yourself or something. Go ahead and tell me what your motives are. You should've been stronger. You should've fought harder. You must be fighting for yourself or something. Go ahead and tell me what your motives are.
Pharaoh, yeah. Lately my flow above rims. They should've put their bars in the gym. I've been whipping that creme de la creme. I just know I are with the pen. For that culture, I grow my own herb. For that green, I go out on a limb. Fall in that game, you gon' sink or gon' swim. Stump out a shark with these dusty ass Timbs. I used to wish on a start and I found out I gotta work harder than them. I sing in my fucking feelings, Amy Winehouse. I rehab with the pen. Keep on moving, your motor's too thin. My blade is too sharp, my team is too strong. You ain't fucking with them. They at it again and again. You had your chance, but it blew in the wind.
You should've been stronger. You should've fought harder. You must be fighting for yourself or something. Go ahead and tell me what your motives are. You should've been stronger. You should've fought